We're live. Hey, how's everyone doing? Can you guys hear us?
Can we all hear me and the other guy?
Oh,
I'd say so.
yeah, obviously, super chat is a point, huh? Okay. They're speaking.
Very nice, very cool. We're doing it.
Doing it.
Doing it at the last minute.
Yes, sir. Okay, we're getting some positive reactions now. Let's go.
Aha.
We are live. Yes, we are
So
live.
so someone said too quiet. Who's too quiet? I'm too quiet? We'll see.
Are you too quiet?
I
Can
don't
you
know.
turn up your volume? Okay, so is RD rhetorically based sorry, rhetorically defective? Is he too
Artie.
quiet?
Just Artie, it's way
RD,
easier.
yes. Hello. Open. The nations have started.
Oh Lord. Okay, I can
Hey.
turn myself up on my end. So we're gonna see if this is helping at all. Which I think it is.
Both
Both sound
quiet.
fine. Oh my god. I
You
don't
both
know if
sound
people are
fine.
messing with us. I
Both
don't know if we
quiet,
can
both
trust
sound
anybody.
fine. Okay, like you guys need to sort yourselves out. Have a council of the chatters. Figure out if it's too loud, too low, or what. Figure out if you can just turn up your volumes on your own side, and all of
Yeah,
that. And also, we got a
I have
donation,
to be
so
loud enough now.
yeah, you definitely are. Also, thank you, Basic LARPJIC EQ, for the $2. How's it going, Big Yahoo Logic and rhetorically Mossad?
Hey, come on, man. That'd be a kind of a weird Mossad agent, I think.
Oh, the chat box doesn't seem to be going. Why
It
is this
will.
happening? Oh, there we go.
It will. There we go. See?
Hey,
You just
thank you,
gotta have
Tiago,
faith,
for the
fellas.
€2 high from Portugal. Remnant saying it's impossible to hear.
Don't trust a word that guy says.
Not supposed to trust them. Okay, another guy saying volume is
No.
good. Guys, I'm new to streaming. Why am I getting trolled? I actually need proper feedback. I don't even have mods set up. Speaking of which, RD, do you want to
Don't tell me.
send something in chat so I can make you a mod? Is this ASMR? Oh no.
Yes.
Jewish ASMR on Oy vey.
Very nice. Feeling sultry right now. Maybe we could just do ASMR the entire time, you know? Really throw a curveball in here. They were expecting some sort of conversation about Europe. You know, what if we just go ahead and give them ASMR the entire time? Just go full heel. It's
Hey,
an
thank
option.
you, DJ Elmer, for the $5. Hey again, Basic, glad you're back. How many more subscribers since Asmon has been reviewing your video? Since the start, I've gotten over 100k from Asmon. It's insane.
Yeah, since he asked if somebody would come on, between then and now, he's gotten 2,000 subscribers. Just I think like 2 or 3 hours ago.
Yeah. Life has
It's
been
wild,
good.
dude.
Life has been good. Oh, Basic
Right?
LARPJIC and Remnant are debating. Alright, you know what? Basic LARPJIC, I'm promoting you to a moderator, and that way you're
See,
equal footing with Remnant, and you guys can argue it out as the moderators of the chat.
here it comes. Here comes the miscegenation talk. I tried to warn you,
Add as
just so you know.
moderator. Standard moderator. There you go. Basic Logic has been promoted to a moderator. Thank you, Crad Brando, for the $2. The many travels of the miscegenator. Yes.
Yeah, did you know that my nickname is the miscegenator? You aware of that?
I was not aware, no.
Yeah, I didn't tell you that. So now you know.
Alright, thank you, Alt King Care, for the $2. People of color. Thoughts? You go first. What are your thoughts, RD?
I think black is beautiful. Okay. I think a lot of white people's problems with black people just comes out of jealousy, right? They're always obviously trying to. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They're trying to keep down black people because they're jealous of them. Which, oddly enough, that's what the blacks will say about the whites. But that's actually what the Moos are doing to the whites. The Moos are very afraid of the whites rising up, understandably so. Um, I don't really subscribe to people. See, people of color is so American, isn't it? Where it's just white and not white.
Yeah,
We're not very good at
it is
ethnicity in the
weird.
United States.
No, you guys are just kind of struggling with it. That's also something else. People of color, perfectly fine, respectful term. Say color first and then the person, and that's a
Yeah,
horribly offensive term. How am I supposed to keep up with that?
I know. Welcome to the club. I know. Well, actually, that's the funny thing too, is that isn't black is the absence of color, and is it white all of the colors on the spectrum? So that's actually a misnomer linguistically when you think about it.
Maybe, but if you mix all the paint together, it becomes black, right? Like it inverts when you're
Um,
mixing.
I think if you're mixing paint, I think just
Yeah,
on the color spectrum,
right, yeah, on the color
right?
spectrum, you're right.
Metaphysically, it's white. I would say.
All right. So, by the way, some quick clarifications. Also, thank you, Spooky Mace, for the $5. I'll read your comments in just a second. Just a quick clarification. The live stream was meant to be with Lavender or Lavader. Wait, how do I say it actually? Is it Lavender or Lavader? Do you guys know? The stream was supposed to be with Lavender, and the issue was that he had some last minute issues. He couldn't show up. Thankfully, RD from Rhetorically Defective, great channel. He just showed up last minute, ready to help me out. It was fantastic. I'm very thankful you're here, by the way.
Not a problem. We have a lot of crossover. My community is was already sending me your last video on Christian nationalism, like I think yesterday already. So
Oh,
this is
wonderful.
ordained. It was supposed to
Nice.
happen this way.
Oh, perfect. And Spooky Mace, your comment is, won't take a right-wing politician seriously until they openly say demographic security like Rupert Lowe. Absolutely true, Spooky Mace. Absolutely true.
Yes,
Yes,
but
Lavender
then
was
it comes, yeah.
supposed to be here. He had some last-minute issues. It's not his fault. It happens. RD is here to save the day.
Don't put too much on me, okay?
Uh,
Just
all right, RD, I'll
my
leave you to it. Now it's your stream. Good luck. Get me a lot of money.
yeah, I have slightly less Eastern European history than Lavender, I guess.
Yeah.
Slightly less.
This was supposed to be a European history stream, but that's not going to happen. Instead, this is going to be mostly me discussing my own channel, RD's channel, our views on Christian nationalism, the different kinds. Building off yesterday's video, there's a lot of overlap between our channels and that, so that's going to be our main
Oh,
focus today.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Let's also let's play around here with chat. Let's answer some of the questions in the meantime while we're waiting everyone to stream in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Basic logic, I can tell you're smarter than us. Yes, very factual. I'm joking, thank you. Thank you, ED0C for the $5. Base Chuds, your volume is fine. I'm so happy for your growth, brother. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Thank you for confirming the volume is fine. Remnant, why were you lying to me? I thought we were friends.
Never trust him.
Never trust Remnant, guys.
He says he's 5'4". He's actually 6'5". Don't trust a word that he says.
Remnant, can we confirm, are you actually super tall?
You can't trust him.
Can't trust him.
I don't know what the answer's going to be. Book recommendations, that's not going to be me, buddy. That's not going to be me.
Book
That's gonna be
recommendations,
basic
try
logic.
the Bible. You know, the Bible, start with the Gospel of Mark, according to Mark, because that's the fastest one, gets the point. Matthew opens up with the entire genealogy of Jesus. No one's got time for that when you're just learning the faith. So start with Mark and go all the way through.
I believe. Yeah. Are you kind of like a Christian free agent right now?
Christian free agent, what do you mean by that?
Are you like open to different denominations?
Oh yeah, yeah. So
Because like things are getting pretty crazy in the Christian world right now, right? So the
they are.
internal war going on.
Yeah. Thank you, Simbu, for the €5. Any tip on starting my local channel for politically hard / cancelable topics? Listen, I don't. Starting it, just go for it. You need to have something that's. You need to outcompete the people with millions of subs. And whatever video you produce that you think you're outcompeting the people of millions of subs, you're actually not. That's why you have to aim for it. That way people will watch, especially on YouTube. YouTube, for all its flaws, is actually quite generous to new channels. So if you're gonna start and you want a fair shot, make something that you'd really want to watch on YouTube. YouTube will test out. It might take a while. Like my first video was on 0 views for 12 hours before it started trickling
Right.
in. But it will give you a fair shot.
None of us like our older videos. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Billy Boy, for the $10. You wait, oops. Where is it here? Billy Boy for the $10. You are a rock star. I love your videos. Keep them coming. Can you do more about illegal immigration in America? I've done a lot about illegal immigration and mass migration in general. Is there something in particular about illegal immigration that I should touch on, do you think? What about you, URD? What do you think? You are American.
I mean, yeah, but I'm in a democracy, so whatever happens now, it's just going to be undone in 3 or 4 years once the Democrats get in, right? So, I mean,
Yeah,
what am
that's
I?
true. That's true.
What long-term solutions do I really have outside of right-wing authoritarianism?
Fair. Thank you, AL Fiest, for the $10. My problem with nationalism is that it tends to suppress any local culture and identity. Think about the Occident of France was suppressed under nationalism. I'm sorry for butchering that name. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Uh, yeah, I can see what you're coming from. I can see it.
Well, I mean that this is a vague usage of
Yeah,
nationalism, right? So nationalism typically is of the majority people, culture, and population. So, it would, obviously, under nationalism, some things would be suppressed to preserve the overarching nationalism of the country. Um, but I mean, I would take that over the Weimar conditions that we're in across the West now, I suppose. Like I'm an atheist. I have no problem being a second-class citizen in a Christian theocracy compared to what I've seen right now. Nothing's worse than what I see going on in society.
yeah. I think you can try to keep your local culture. There is a tendency of parties that are nationalistic, or at least claim to be nationalistic, to try to replace culture with like a state culture. But nationalism itself doesn't necessarily have to remove local cultures of local cities, I don't think. Thank you, DJ Animar, for the $5. How is Poland able to be so secure while being a part of EU? I thought they would get kicked out of the EU for securing their land. Well, they've kind of tried. The thing is, Poland isn't alone. There are a few other countries like Hungary that help Poland out. So that's why they can still get away with not being completely suicidal like the rest of Europe. Thank you, Chaos Kai, for sending 5 Basic Logic gift memberships.
Ooh.
Ooh, very nice. Oh, there's so okay. You guys are spam. I'm not complaining about the money here, but I'm gonna have a trouble keeping up with all of this. Thank you, ED0C for the $2. Make Crusades great again. Very true. Thank you, Total America for the $2. As a mutt, ethnically, can I be based black and Asian plus? Oh no.
Ahead. So it's okay. You have the miscegenator here to help you. Go ahead and
Yes.
answer that.
Come on, RD, you got this. You're the miscegenator.
I should step in. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Why would we reject the support of non-whites? I mean, there's a good portion of non-whites that want to live in a white majority country. I don't know why we would say, no, not you. It's like, I think whites need all the support they can get, and especially support from non-whites that understand whites aren't allowed to collectivize, but all the other groups are. I mean, it really is a freedom of association and a human rights issue. So I don't know why I would deny that person.
Yeah, we can
Now,
have
if it,
alliances without
yeah,
being the same nation.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's groups too that are like private membership associations, like Return to the Land. Obviously, there's like white organizations, sure, but if we're online hanging out, I don't know why we wouldn't accept their support. We're on
Yeah.
the internet. We're not a part of like an official political organization or anything.
Thank you, Spooky Mace, for the $20. It's interesting to see your videos being viewed by Asmongold and have your topics be discussed among what I view Asmongold's audience as a bit more mainstream that falls in the classical 90s liberal camp. It is interesting. It's been fantastic for the channel, obviously. He's really liked the channel. Asmongold's politics are clearly not the exact same as what he says online. He's careful with what he says online. He said so as much. Like, I'm not this isn't new information. He straight up says it on stream several times. But I'm glad that he's helping introduce these topics to his more mainstream audience. That's been
Yes.
fantastic for the right. So he's been doing excellent work. I'm very, very thankful for the amount of support I gotten from him. I've also been having fun watching his streams, seeing his reactions to my videos. My editor Kay, he loves Asmongold streams. He tries to tune in every night. It's like, is he gonna react to one of her videos? He's always there for that. Did I miss one here? Yes. Thank you, Basic Lurpchick, for the $2. How to convert normies to Christianity, obviously. It it varies from normie to normie. Everyone is influenced by different takes. Some people want like really rigorous intellectual arguments that you have to go deep into philosophy. Some people they want to see beauty in Christianity, like the old style songs of when the church actually cared to make beautiful songs instead of this ridiculous hip hop stuff. They want to see that, or perhaps they want to see strength in your society. It depends in your nation. It depends person to person. So I can't give you a flat answer. For the best advice I can give to a Christian who wants to do his best evangelizing is not to learn and memorize wordplay and like tricks and arguments you could use to convert someone. Rather, it's just to be the best example of a Christian you can possibly be. All right. A couple more donations here. Thank you,
Mhm.
Campfire, for the $5. Watch 100 Proofs by Truth Vidits. Even if you reject CI, it is a goldmine for ancient historical facts. I don't know what he's referring to. Do you know, Ardy?
No, sometimes they have to condense things in the super chats
Ah,
to get
okay.
it through, so I'm not quite sure what CI is.
Okay. Well, let's read out the rest. Maybe he can clarify in the comments. Thank you, Amberleaf, for the $2. Was the Austrian painter really a bad dude? I plead
Uh,
the fifth. No, I'm joking.
yeah, a badass. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Was he a bad dude? Well, in comparison to who? Was he the only guy that ever existed in comparison to Mao, Lenin, Stalin? Seems like right-wing authoritarianism is demonized and left-wing authoritarianism is venerated across the West. So, might just be a matter of perspective, as they say.
It's all relative, guys. Thank you, Arden Party, for the $2 Canadian. I think that's Canadian dollars, right? CA dollar? Yeah, that's Canadian
Yep,
dollars. Have a twony. Have a twony? Tell the miscegenator I said hello. I don't know
that's
what a
me. That's
twony
my
is. Oh, wait, Tony isn't two. Okay, I get it. Okay.
a
And yes,
toonie.
hello, Ardy. Hi. How you doing? Arden Party says hi.
Yeah, yeah. I bet he does. That's my mod actually. So
Oh, wonderful.
yeah,
Is he trustworthy? I need more mods. I'll make him a mod.
he he is trust. Yeah, he's the best mod in the game, hands down.
Okay,
I say it all the
wonderful.
time.
All right, Ardent,
It,
you have a Battlefield promotion here.
look at
Thank
this
you,
guy, gigs.
Lars Kurt. Oh, this is a difficult name. Thank you, Lars Chiristensen 425 for the 50 DKK. I don't know what that is. I think that's a Scandinavian currency, probably like is that Danish? I think that's Danish.
You know more about the Euro currencies than I do. It's okay.
Uh, and he says, when the Eighth Crusade starts, I will sit in a rural place and watch the stream. Hospitallers going bonkers. Just my wish before I die. It will be awesome to see an Eighth Crusade. Yes. Thank you. He Ethan Den for the 2.5 euros. Do you affirm or deny biological evolution? Hot button topic for the Christians, isn't it? Especially for the non-denominational Christians. Here's my position. I think evolution is a possible, probable even, explanation for how God created humanity. I'm not fully 100% convinced by it. There are some scientific questions that still need to be answered, but I don't think it's incompatible with the Bible as the non-denominational says. I actually think evolution works with the Bible. It's fine. Thank you, Scott Williams, for the $10 Canadian. Oh, whoops, my chat is a little messed up. Give me a second. Thank you,
Mhm.
Scott Williams Evans, for the $10. What do you think about considering the political spectrum as a masculinity, femininity spectrum? Masculinity protect, femininity care. It works a little reductive, but it's better than left-right nonsense. What do you think, Artie?
I mean, I consider right wing masculine, left wing feminine. Um, in how they like a property of masculinity is being content in the sense of something being enough. Usually, insatiable is associated with femininity with women, and they just it's never enough, and it seems like that for the left. Obviously, I mean, what I guess I would say the right would be in this case, you could say like 90% masculine, 10% feminine. You know, we could do the technically it's on a spectrum, and then there's like these edge cases where I don't know, a father holds his daughter and he's like caring or something like that. But for the most part, um, femininity, true femininity cares. You know, a right wing mother This works on a right-wing spectrum because this would be under the predication that it's honest. Politically, it's virtually impossible because the left lies about everything. So, like, a right-wing woman actually cares. The left can only act like they care. So, if it's honesty, I think this would be on more a right-wing spectrum than a political spectrum because my opposition lies 100% of the time without exception.
Not bad. Thank you, Dr. Swag, for the $5. Hey, Basic, happy I found your channel, and awesome to see you have RD on. RD, could you ask him to restart the stream for me? Thanks.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah,
You don't have to
I'm not
restart the
doing
stream.
that. $5
Right.
is not enough for me to restart the stream. You
That would
could
just
keep
be
trying.
silly for you to restart the stream.
You
Yeah.
can keep trying. Like I'm totally down for you to keep giving me money, but I don't think I'll be restarting. At least not for $5. Thank you, just named 57 or the 5 years. Considering that the Nazis believed in Nordicisms and they weren't racists, well, words. Thank you, DJ Animar, for the $5. Forget the Pope. Will you give us the blessing for our next crusade?
You are in that position. I mean, I think isn't there something in Christianity where if you get over 100,000 subscribers in a short amount of time, you're the new pope and you can issue a crusade? Is that one of the
So
rules?
true. Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. We'll start planning it. I don't want the disaster of the People's Crusade that happened right in like the first crusade, where one random hermit just got a bunch of people to go in like a mob to go ahead and attack the Ottomans. Wait, was it the Ottomans? Wait, I'm messing up my history now. I think was it the Ottomans? No,
You're
it was
asking
not.
the
It was
you're
not
asking
the
the wrong
Ottomans.
booger man. There you go. Yeah.
Was it? Okay, I'm mixing things up. Anyway, I don't want a repeat of the People's Crusade where they got completely wiped out. Thankfully, the first crusade, then actually the proper one, actually went ahead, led by princes and the likes, and they actually conquered. Thank you, Psycho, for the $2. What army should I start in 40k if I'm new to it? RD, are you familiar with 40k?
No, I really have. I don't want to talk about any games that I play. No one's gonna like me if I tell them.
Oh no. I've never
Not a
played a
good gamer.
tabletop for 40k. I'm gonna play the Total War when it comes out. Total War 40k. That seems awesome. So we'll see. We got more donations to get through. Okay, I need to find them. There we are.
Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you, just named just named for the €5. Correction, they were not racist in the sense that we have a completely different understanding of race. Ah, that's what you mean. Okay. Thank you, Reese O'Rolf, for the £2. How does one obtain your levels of knowledge? Well, you absorb information randomly and then you go think about it. And the best place to think about things in politics and likes is while taking a long shower. That's how. Thank you, Based If True, for the $5. I can't believe you gave him a pedestal and not me. We're over. You didn't deserve one, Floppa. You didn't deserve one. Okay, the real reason, by the way, that RD has a pedestal here, his avatar without it looks... I couldn't really stretch it properly. Let me remove it here for a second. Let's reveal RD.
Don't show me as I am.
I'm showing him. He's just a floating head, guys. Look at this. Okay, let's put it back now. Let's put it back.
See, that's what I'm working with. That's what I'm packing. Now everyone knows. Thought I was just gonna keep that pedestal up forever, and that's all I have. Okay, there we go. Now I feel much more secure as a man.
Thank you, ED0C, for the $2. The German painter was left-wing socialism. Yeah, depends how you're defining it, but yeah, if we're gonna argue that way, I'm not gonna contest. Thank you, Virakis, for the $5. Hi, I'm a Mormon. Oh no. I understand I'm going to hell, but in your ideal Christian nation, would Mormonism be disallowed similar to how Islam would be? Yes. I know I just lost all my Mormon fan base, but yes.
What's wrong with the Mormons?
Just heresy.
They seem really happy all the time.
I am as pluralistic as you can be as a Christian. I will accept any actual Christian denomination. I will not accept the Mormons because I don't consider them fellow Christians.
But don't you think it's possible that we were practicing Christianity wrong until the 1800s?
Yes, and then the guy who had, I don't even know how many underage wives, he taught us the real path. That's definitely it. Thank you, Alt King Carrot, for the $5.01. Is it racist to judge people by the color of the skin rather than the content of their character? Well, if you have the opportunity to judge someone as an individual and you get their information, who they are as an individual, and then you discard all of that for the color of their skin, yes, that is not wise. That is bad. However,
Mm.
if you need to make a split-second decision, or it's not possible for you to get to know someone that well on an individual basis, which is a fair argument, then no, it's just common sense. Oh, we still have so many to get through. Okay. I love the money, guys, but it's going to take me a while to get through this. Thank you, Enigmatic Pinecone, for the $2. Evolution requires death before the fall, not if you interpret the start of the fall as an allegorical story for how entropy was introduced into the universe. That's a whole theological debate. Let's not get into it right now.
Yeah, let's just start off with a nice theological debate. They'll set the tone very
Oh,
nicely.
no. Not to mention, I don't think you'd want to have a theological discussion, would you?
I'm a great person to have a theological discussion with because I don't know anything.
Yeah,
So
you just
everything
nod
you're telling
along.
me, I'm forced to essentially concede.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay, perfect. I love those kinds of debates. uh, Thank you, Oriana, for the $20. Will you look up Stephen Midford Goodson, a South African banker who wrote a book I can't buy in English in America? Lol. Just his name in YouTube. There's a 3-hour video about his book. You would be interested in his worldview. I do like seeing about the books that the modern West doesn't want you to read about. So I'll have a look. Can't guarantee I'll agree, but I'll definitely have a look because I think it's funny. Where is it here? Thank you, C. Bartman, for the £10. Have you seen the latest Oxford debate? I haven't. The West is right to be suspicious of Islam? There's an amazing segment regarding the depiction of Muhammad and how screwed the UK currently is around it. If you want my opinion, absolutely, the West is very right to be suspicious of Islam. It would be incredibly stupid not to be.
I can't even believe it's debatable.
Yeah. It's like the guy's literally saying, we want global jihad, we want to take over. And he's like, could these guys be trying to take over? No, that couldn't
Can we
possibly
make that
be
guy
it.
the prime minister?
That's so real. Maybe we should make him the prime minister. That'll work. Thank you to the chickens for the $5. If you think this many supers are bad, you should see an ANF live. What is an ANF?
ANF, Artie and Fist. It's the we do on my channel. We do streams Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and these kinds of things happen where people just flood in and they start talking to you and sending super chats. So
Wonderful.
I understand what you're going through. It's a difficult life to have.
Hey man, like suffering from success, I'm not gonna complain that, oh no, people are giving me too much money, guys.
Oh no, what do I do?
Oh, well, how miserable. Oh, it seems I missed one as well. Thank you, Mr. Joignier, for the €5. Why do you think Latin America is a third world, even though the most predominant religion is Catholicism? Would you consider it part of the West? So Latin America is a mix, that's the thing. It's not just Europeans there who then established a society and then had slaves come over like America. There was already established empires there. There was a massive migration from parts of Europe. There was a huge population of Africa during the slave trade, because Latin America, I believe, was the biggest recipients of slaves. It wasn't North America, not even close, in fact. So you have there a bunch of nations. There was also a massive Asian migration at one point. You have all these nations together in the same area, who all have their own different worldviews, and most of the colonies were set up under the Iberian structure, which was very different than the Anglo-Saxon structure. So all of that together, it's a mess. Let's be honest, it's just a mess. We've got a few more here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mr. Crowley, for the 30 shekels. Shalom from Israel. We do not agree on all, but I see the Western left as a cancer of my people. At least you're honest. Small but loud, and most of us here hate them. Or otherwise the Christians that brought victims to power.
Okay.
You know what? Because you paid me, and I'm now a recipient of the pro-Israel lobby, I can't criticize Israel anymore, guys. I'm sorry.
How it works.
In fact,
That's how the real world
let me
works.
pull up my, there you go. Pulling up my IPAC tracker on Basic Logic. Yeah, see this here? Yes. Alright.
You can't trust him because he's received $9. That's hilarious, dude.
Thank you, some anonymous names for the $2. You should do a video against circumcision. I don't care enough to research about that, to be honest. I've been getting spammed by a supporter who's been begging me to do a video on femboys. I'm not doing one.
Well, you don't want to
RT
research that?
No, I don't. I don't want to
Why?
research that. I don't want to write about that. I don't want to have the visuals for that.
It's just anthropology.
It's
right?
just not for.
You know?
You do one then, RD.
No,
Oh,
you do it.
No, no, you do it. All
No,
yours.
no, you know, please, you. No, I
No, no.
insist. You do it.
Thank you, Glipsa, for the $5. Hey, Basic Logic, can you make a video debunking IVF arguments and one for masturbation too? Maybe. Is there too much of an argument about it? Like, isn't it pretty clear that when you're doing IVF, you end up conceiving multiple embryos, and then you don't use most of them, so they just get frozen or discarded, right? So it's just the abortion debate, effectively.
Well, and depending on when a woman even goes to utilize IVF, the older she is, the less the success rate even is. And so, really the main argument is the huge failure rate,
right,
and the perverse incentive to get more cells to do so.
Thank you, Caleb Knight, for the €6. Since we're already cheating on stream partners, Basic Logic and Newsfist would be a great crossover. Basic treat chat as a chaos god, a schizophrenic. Okay. To clarify, I am not abandoning Based If True. Based and True and I are still gonna be doing regular streams together, but every now and then I'm gonna have other people.
They're not cheating, it's an open relationship,
Exactly, it's
as
an
we said
open
from the beginning.
relationship. Like, yeah, Based If True and I never agreed on exclusivity. Imagine Based If True just crying on the cut corner here. Thank you, Spooky Mace, for the $2. If you reject the Nicene Creed, you're not Christian. I agree with that. Wait, Base of True, I skipped your chat? Was there a donation I skipped or something?
Wow.
I am not beating the cheating allegations. I'm not finding it.
Oh, I think he said, I'll accept anyone who doesn't violate the NAP in my floppa ethno state. Don't worry, I'll take all the Mormons for you, Basic. Just not the Lego ones.
Just not the Lego. Alright, fair.
For $5.
Wait, he even donated it? And I didn't see it? Oh, I hope I'm not skipping too many. I think I'm skipping some by accident.
You can I believe on your end you can do by fan funding at the top, and it'll just do the super chats for you.
Oh, okay.
If you want to switch that view. Yeah.
Okay. I won't see the regular things anymore, but now I will be able to see.
Yeah, you just switch back and forth between that.
Alright, wonderful, wonderful.
Scrolling through like a Luddite.
Thank you, Clipsa, for the $5. Oh wait, no, I already said that one. Whoops. Thank you, DJ Animer, for the $5. As an ethnically East Asian, do you consider Arabs and Indians Asians as well? Well, geographically, yes, but logically, no. Very different. Very, very different people.
Right.
Thank you, Double Mumble, for the $5. Hey, sorry I'm late. Can you restart the stream but flip the screen? I will not be doing that.
The fellas are going to try and get you to restart the stream. Don't fall for it, okay?
Hey,
sometimes we fall for it. Don't fall for it, dude.
I am a sellout. Just if you pay me enough money, I'll do it.
Don't tell them that. No more than you now.
I'm not going to define exactly how much that is. We'll just keep a tracker at some point.
See, you get it. You've been learning from the moves.
Exactly.
Leave it up in the air.
All right. Oh, got another one here. Thank you, Piomba, for the €2. Thoughts on Julius Evola? I don't know who that is. Wait. Oh wait, no, Evola. That's the philosopher, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We like him. Right wing. Hey, we've covered him on stream before. I get him confused with Carl Schmidt all the time. Yeah, good guy.
Good guy.
It's some good ideas. I forget exactly.
Tell me a bit about him actually, because I don't know. Well, I never actually read any of Evola's work. I
don't read. So I'm a really bad guy.
Okay.
It would have. You're looking for my co-host if you want some sort of explanation on, an early 1900s fascist philosopher.
Man, we would need Lavater here for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Right. But what we plan for this stream is that Rhetorically Defective has sent me a bunch of videos about the mainstream media reacting to what Christian nationalism is. So how do
Yeah,
you think? How do you guys think that the mainstream media defines Christian nationalism? What is it about?
I just want to hear your reaction to it because the one of the first things you were saying to me was that like you are not online a ton, right? And you're saying that to me, someone that's online
Yeah,
a terminal amount, some would say. So whenever I hear that, I'm like, oh, I could just easily pull something up and just I want to just know your reaction because you just made a video on Christian nationalism, right?
yep.
You're kind of going through the different perceptions of it and what like a normie might think of it, and then kind of going into a little more detail in a very concise amount of time. I just want your reaction to how the mainstream thinks about. And this is only 2 years old as well, so it's not like this is an old video.
Okay, okay.
And this is from PBS NewsHour, a very lefty outlet in the United States.
Yeah, sounds fun. Well, let's do that. Let me set it up here. Do I
Sure.
have... So PBS, that's the one. Yep. And stream. Put on the browser. There we are. And I'm gonna have to.
What do you guys think about Joel Webbon? I like Joel Webbon a lot. He's a Protestant who is critical of the moves, which I think is very important for the Protestants to have. And he is open to discussing Christian nationalism versus white nationalism with Thomas Rousseau. I covered that on my channel. And so he is a very good bridge builder among the dissident right. And he's willing to condemn a lot of Protestants that have kind of made a bad name for Christianity.
Very true. Thank you to the chickens for the $5 summary of Trump's presidency. Hero's journey speedrun into a Greek tragedy, then trying to rebrand MAGA into America first. That is
Concise.
very accurate. By the way, I saw a lot of comments here about Asmongold. Did Asmongold like send a few viewers over for us, like on the stream recently? Is Asmongold streaming?
I mean, this is probably just from your initial push, I would assume.
Might be, yeah.
Quite the push you had.
That's quite the push. Quite the launching, in fact. Alright. Oh, yes. Asmongold did?
What?
He did.
I don't know. These are the same people that were saying our mics were too quiet, so I don't know.
Oh, that's true. We can't really trust them. Okay, I'm actually gonna pull up the Asmongold stream just to make sure. He watched another video, maybe?
Yeah.
Let's see.
You gotta make sure. It's quite the pipeline he's creating.
Let's see. Also, feel free to read out the donations while I'm looking at this because I'm a bit distracted.
Yeah, not a problem. We got Alt King Carrot, $5. Very nice of you. Before we get into this, can we have a moment of silence to honor the memory of the 6 million Americans lost on 9/11? Thanks. We would, but moment of silence is not very good for a stream, but that is very considerate of you, very compassionate. Very nice of you to say that. And then we have Scott William Evans, $5 Canadian. Thank you. Do you think the study showing how different MF experience empathy, where XP pleasure at punishing cheaters and women still XP empathy is useful? Different males and females experience empathy, where I haven't seen that study, but I imagine a man would be much quicker to punish, and a woman would be much quicker to empathy. It would make sense. I don't know how useful it is, though. I don't know. I don't know how useful empathy is. It's really hard to have a conversation about empathy nowadays, with the suicidal empathy we're seeing in the West.
Well, so I checked his Twitch account. He's not live right now, is he? Or if he is, he's like on his gaming channel. But he did just upload a video reacting to one of my videos, so that's fantastic. We can have a nice little boost.
Dear Lord.
Yes, this is the 4th video he's uploaded to his main channel on me. Keep it coming. I love the reactions. My streamer is a huge fan. Sorry, not my streamer. My editor, huge fan. He loves it every time. He stays up watching your stream, hoping you'll react to one. So please keep doing it. Thank you to James Nelson for the £5. Would you do a video regarding the The black fake professor who claimed he ran 100 miles a day for 6 days and other BS stories. That's more like drama stuff. I don't really cover that. I don't know anything really about that. RD, is this type of video you take?
No, I do
No?
much more internet drama. Your Destiny orbiters, your Verilliums, your kind of fake right wingers that say things that don't quite add up. I don't really do just a general, uh, a f- a black fake professor. No, no, I don't know what that is. I don't do like random news stories like that. I'd rather do something that's a more of a political commentator.
Thank you to Lars again for the 20 DKK. Have you ever heard of Bishop Absalon? I have not. Thank you, Basic Logic, for the $2. Is K also a Christian nationalist? Yeah, pretty much. He follows my positions, so there you go. Someone in chat saying here that in Christian nationalism we lose the pagans. Oh, the travesty! How could we lose the pagans, Ardy?
Well, so we lose pagans. No, on my channel, I've been talking a lot about building a bridge with Christian nationalists and pagans. Usually, the pagan argument against Christian nationalists is the universalism, and it's not specifically focused on white people. And some of them say Christ is a moo, okay? So then I have to divide the pagans into ones that are okay with Christ. The ones that hate Christ, you really can't build a bridge there. The ones that don't hate Christ, that are open to working with Christian nationalists, definitely do exist. And then then I had to explain to Christian nationalists that not all of them hate Christ. They just are more focused on white people and nature than they are a universal God. That is a very quick arguments for both sides of that, but bridges are definitely being built.
Yeah. Thank you, Extra Crispy Bits, for the $5. Watching Orthodox Christians act vile towards Protestants, which includes many groups, saddens me. This division is evil and misguided. I agree. So, I like the Orthodox Christians. I like the fact that Orthodoxy has blown up in popularity recently, and we needed that. We needed some denomination to do that. But what I found is a lot of the people converting to Orthodoxy, it's not because Orthodox, they truly understand Orthodox theology, it's because they want to run away from the bad experiences they had with non denominationalism or gay Protestantism, which is fair, which is why I
It
think,
starts out as rebellious, yeah.
yeah, which is fair. It's a fair point to have. But then when they start that like holier than thou attitude, we're part of the real church, you can't even list their theology. At that point, shut up, right?
Yeah.
Thank you to the Chickens for another $5. My running theory is that Trump is set up as a living strawman, set up to smother the grassroots nationalists under his failures. I can see the argument for it. Because Trump is loud. He's a noisy person. If you saw the way that ICE was acting, ICE practically deported no one. They haven't done anywhere near enough. But they were being loud about it. They were giving a lot of fodder to the left to like go around and terrorize people into thinking that ICE was going around and kidnapping people and throwing them into vans in the middle of the night. So I can see the argument. Not sure if it's like wholly preordained, but in practice, it's pretty much what happened. Thank you, Noble Kerr, for the $5. Good job, Basic. I've been here since the first weeks, and I love seeing the growth. Also, look into the Frojax brothers. I don't know who the Frojax brothers is. Do you know who the Frojax brothers is, Ardy?
Yes, I do. I have covered them on my channel a couple of times. They used to be musicians, and then they two white brothers, and now they are very focused on like white nationalism. Like they're deists, so they're not necessarily Christian. They are very much race first, white first, and that's been their a lot of their content. They've talked to Jared Taylor. They've talked to a lot of people of prominence for like the past 2 decades in the pro-white movement. So they've been making very consistent and then they also debate really stupid black people, which is always fun to watch. It kind of makes the point for them. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Nathanheim, for the $2. Your mics are too quiet. Just turn them up a
No way.
smidgen. My headset is at max volume. You're both faint. Homie, There are people here saying we're too loud. There are people here saying it's too low. Have you tried your computer audio settings? I don't know how my audio settings are compared to like the average stream, but it seems fine. Like the data
I'm
I'm
just
picking
doing a
up, it seems
smidge.
fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sunday Math, for the $10. Sunday from the past here. I was listening in class, so I couldn't answer, but to the IVF chatter, IVF and coin trust okay, are gay, even if you have a ring and socks on.
Wow.
I did not
What a
know where this
qualifier
was
that is.
going. Yes. And thank you again, Sunday Math,
Perfect
for
audio.
another $2. That includes using the wrong door, by the way. All right.
Okay.
And thank you, Commenty, for the 6 years. Hello, thank you for the bits. Yes. Very appreciative of all the support. I'm going to. Oh. Basic True saying, I told you people would complain about audio no matter how high you have it. Your audio is perfectly fine, by the way. Thank you. What was throwing me off, Loppa, what was throwing me off is that Remnant was in chat saying we were barely audible. That's what made. That was shaked up my
literally said it's
confidence.
impossible to hear us for
Yes.
some reason. Maximum gaslighting from Remnant.
It's crazy. Thank you, Piombo, for the 2 years. Ever heard of James Mason? I have not. Have you heard of James Mason, RD?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right, let's get into the video. That's the main thing
Okay.
you've been waiting for, RD. Let's see it. And
the phrase white.
Also, you guys have to tell me if this is too low, too loud, if I have to put it up or not.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Christian nationalism has been in the headlines quite a bit recently, but what does it really mean? Laura Barón Lopez recently spoke to one expert to better understand the concept.
Yeah, it's
I
playing.
don't think I can hear anything.
You can't hear it.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh my god.
There's
I'm
a
muted
delay.
on YouTube.
I see. Yeah, that would do it. People are saying, yes, the audio is very low. It's fine. Garbage
Oh, wait
video.
a minute. I need a way of watching this in Discord, because I can't watch it on stream. I would need a way of watching this.
Let me stream it to you on Discord.
Yeah. So, thank you, baby.
There you go.
Very cool, very modern.
Let's put this back here. How's the stream doing? The stream is fine. All right. Let's play it.
The phrase white Christian nationalism has been in the headlines quite a bit recently, but what does it really mean? Laura Barón Lopez recently spoke to one expert to better understand the.
How's the sound, guys? Is it going well? Is it good?
Sounds great to me.
Sounds great. Okay.
Yeah.
How's chat seeing this? I'll take your word over chat, but
now they're primed to mess with you.
I have to learn like the streamer dynamics. I don't know how to get chat to be honest and play ball.
Everyone's a liar. That's the streamer
Everyone's a liar. Okay, basically True saying everything's fine. Okay, I'm gonna take Floppa's word for this. If it's not fine, you can blame Floppa. Okay, let's play it here.
Concept and its reach in American society.
Brad Onishi is a former evangelical minister who once identified as a Christian nationalist himself. He left the church in 2005 and began studying religion from the outside, including extremism. He now hosts the popular podcast Straight White American Jesus and is the author of Preparing for War.
Yep, sure.
Now, no, I can't help but notice we don't have any institutions studying the extremism of the left. You know, extremism only seems to be studied on the right. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
You know, like people are in the streets lighting things on fire. They're like, well, that's just the voices of the unheard.
Yeah,
anyway,
mostly peaceful.
Christian nationalists are extreme.
Yeah. The one group of people were doing nothing, by the way. Not burning down any cities, not looting stores. They're the extremists. Not the guy who's literally burning down our cities, yeah. Thank you, Sunday Math, for another $2. Try too low, try restarting the stream. We're not doing that, you troll.
Now you're learning.
The extremist history of white Christian nationalism and what comes next. I began by asking him what that term actually means.
Christian nationalism is an ideology that is based around the idea that this is a Christian nation, that this was founded as a Christian nation.
Wow.
And therefore it should be a Christian nation today and should be so in the future.
Whoa, guys. Should a nation's values be consistent?
I mean, I don't know. You know, to me personally, a nation is when GDP go up. That's really what a nation is.
So
You know?
true. Yeah. Thank you, Revelations, for the $5. I'm one of the Asmon crowd. Y'all say your channel is a breath of fresh air. Your mics are good. I'm half deaf, by the way. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
that's-
Canada, for the $5. As an
most reasonable.
abolitionist, why do you love Asmongold so much? Who has said multiple times that there shouldn't be any restrictions on abortion at all. Well, I can disagree with someone while
Whoa.
still watching their content and enjoying some of the stuff they have to say. So I'm very, very anti-abortion. Right. More anti-abortion than the pro-life people are, which I consider the most of the pro-life movement be kind of traitorate, to be honest. But
Yeah,
politics is not my god. Abortion is very sensitive because you're literally killing, people. You're killing babies. So this would be a point of conflict, yes, between me and Asmongold. But I still respect his work. I respect him as an individual, and I think he's overall a net positive for society.
Well, I also feel like a lot of Christians are already used to this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if they had to completely disavow any association with somebody that had any different opinion on abortion, I mean, they're very used to people disagreeing, but they can still bear good fruit. It's not like you don't understand why he thinks that, you know? It's not like it's a random opinion from him. I understand where he's coming from with that position because he's just generally not a very godly or metaphysical person. So then, kind of he has like an ambivalent attitude toward it.
Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this name. Chluwiki for the $5. Aristotle talked about mud GDP in his 5 dialogues.
Aristotle's 5 dialogues. I love it.
Yes, Aristotle's 5 dialogues, guys. All right. Also, did you guys see that on the video? This guy is actually an author, and he's the author of. Not preparing for. The author of, the co-host of Straight White American Jesus. You guys see the title there?
Yeah, this guy's this is not an appeal to authority or anything. This guy's an expert in the field, right?
So this guy is definitely an expert. After all, he's the co-host of Straight White American Jesus. What standard does PBS News use for their experts?
I mean, it's they pose as neutral, independent Democrat, but it's all commie stuff at the end of the day. So obviously, they're going to find a guy like this who probably had a tenuous grasp on Christianity in the first place, and then he's, his grift essentially is, hey, I know how they think and how they operate, and then all of his stories you hear, you're like, that doesn't sound like anyone that's been anywhere near the right wing or Christianity. He says what the left wants to hear, essentially.
Yeah, that's pretty much all these mainstream news sources. Is he actually like a proper personality, or like on social media, or is he just like some?
No, I don't think so. I think they just found any guy that will say exactly what they want to hear.
Right,
very typical.
Thank you, Spooky Maze, for the $10. Yeah, Fuentes said the same thing about Trump is sucking all the energy and momentum of radical right-wing support. It's quite upsetting to see someone who was animated by Trump at 15 in 2015. Yeah, the decline of Trump has been painful. It is what it is.
Yeah, he's 80 and a neocon. There's not a lot you can do about that.
There were signs. We should have known better. But then again, back then...
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Back then, coming to power?
Back then I was like... Had I even entered high school yet? Yes. When he started his campaign, I think I was in 9th grade. So... not much I could do, especially since I'm not American.
You didn't do anything about Trump. How could you?
I didn't do... I'm a traitor to the Christian nationalists.
You just let it happen.
I should have flown over to America and just handled it.
Right, there's nothing more American than me thinking you should care about my president.
Thank you, Anthony Mosley, for the $5. There's an ARC and New Discourses. They have a lecture-style talks about left-wing extremism and restoring the West. They can be found on YouTube. Okay, that's cool. Thank you, Double Mumble, for the $5. Hey, I have a favor to ask. It's time for my German lesson. Can you turn on the auto translate so I can log this as practice? I would appreciate it. No, thank you. Thank you, RXD3T, for the €2. What are your opinions on the EU? It is terrible. I get the idea, but it in practice has been straight up demonic.
Oh, you mean like communism, democracy, like everything the left tries to prescribe? It sounds good in theory and it never works out in reality.
Yeah, pretty much. Base of True commenting Trump was literally a Democrat all his life. He literally just follows the money. True. Thank you, DJ Anima, for the $5. In the past 100 years, what is the most extreme thing we Christians have committed? You guys abandoned your own institutions. You realized things were getting hard? Well, I'm saying you guys, although I wasn't there, I wasn't alive for that. We realized things were getting tough, that we actually had to defend our institutions, and you abandoned it and you made your own crappy, like, Pizza Hut churches, or you left the universities and you made your own crappy, like, pseudo colleges. That was the most extreme thing you guys have done in the last 100 years. It's the most disgusting possible thing that I think any generation of Christians in our position would have done. The moment things got tough, they left Christianity.
Well, it was the intersection of Judeo-Christianity really was a huge turning point as well.
Yeah.
It was when a certain group of people were no longer allowed to be commented on or criticized or critiqued, and as always, they do a lot of damage in darkness.
Yeah, very true. Anyway, now we have a little break here. Let's continue.
The idea that this is a Christian nation, that this was founded as a Christian nation, and therefore it should be a Christian nation today and should be so in the future. According to survey data, Christian nationalists agree with statements like the federal government should declare the United States of America a Christian nation. Our laws should be based on Christian values. Being a Christian is important.
Yeah.
If
you need your laws to be based on some value system. That is not optional. You need to choose a value system and then build your laws around that. What he's effectively saying is, I just don't like Christianity. I want you guys to follow my value system and my laws, therefore. That's it. This is just wordplay from the left. And RD, sorry, I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
No, it's okay. So Joel Webbin, Protestant, comments on this where, like, someone's going to be in power. He does the same thing with, it's what convinced me, even as an atheist, for blasphemy laws, to not blaspheme Christ, because we already have blasphemy laws. It's not like whether or not we're going to have them. It's just which ones we're going to have, right? Certain words we can't say, but you can blaspheme Christ. I would trade all of that in to not be allowed to blaspheme Christ, but I can say all of the other stuff that I want to say very easily. And so it's and very similarly with how we can, like, we can't have federal religion in the United States, but we are allowed to have state religions, and we used to have state religions. So it is possible for us to have denominational religious states in the United States, which I think would be very positive. But yeah, our laws are already based on like English common law, which comes from Christianity. So like the left has a habit of saying the truth in a negative tone, but not saying if it's good or bad. They just try and dictate the tone to you like you're a dog.
It's just weird. Oh, I got an interesting comment here from one of the viewers. Andrew Christian, basic logic. Are you unironically a foreign invader? Because you admitted that you have no American blood in you. So first of all, I don't live in America. I live in Europe, right? Secondly, I admitted I have no American... What are you defining as American blood? Are you defining it as European? I am European. I have 1% Native American, in fact. The rest is all European. And what do you mean by American blood? Is it English blood? I have that. So, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's kind of an incoherent question.
Yes. Thank you, Ethan Den, for the 2.5 euros. You're secretly Gen Z? I thought you were a cool unsub. Oh no. Yes, I'm not secretly Gen Z. I just am Gen Z.
You gotta hide your age. See, everyone's gonna judge you for something on the internet.
Thank you, Sunday Matt, for the $5. Sorry to hear about the pro-life movement. Curious which pro-life areas you're referring to. I'm mainly in the local Detroit groups. I'm not familiar with the Detroit groups. Are you familiar, RD?
Yeah, it's Midwest United States, Michigan.
Is there like a specific pro-life organization in that area that he could be referring to?
I'm not sure
Not sure.
because I'm not
Okay.
in explicitly pro-life circles, but I imagine
Okay.
that there is because there's also an explosion of Islam there. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, what I'm referring to with the pro-life movement is just the inability to actually take action and be consistent in their values. They completely concede the whole idea that, abortion is kind of normal. We have to slightly reduce it here and there. And we have to just, take our time. We can't force this change. You have to be slow about it. And I'm like, we don't have time for this. The last 50 years, 2.5 billion people have died worldwide because of abortion. And that number is ramping up. Time is not your ally here, no matter which way you cut it.
well, I also find it incredible with birthright citizenship, where if the woman's pregnant, they don't count it as a child, but also it becomes a citizen. if neither parent is a citizen in the country, it's an incoherent position.
Yeah. It's also fun that it's not a child, but if you kill a pregnant woman, that's a double murder.
It's
Like,
wild
I
how that works
agree
out.
I agree that it's a double murder, but you have to be consistent.
Exactly.
Thank you, Quagmire, for the $5. Ardy, I love you, fella. So glad to see you two hanging out. Makes me all warm inside. You got an Ardy fan here on chat.
Told you we have crossover, so that's
Awesome.
why I was obliged to come on.
Wonderful. Let's continue the video.
You want to be a real American.
Onishi tracks a number of subgroups and ideas under the umbrella of white Christian nationalism, including what's known as the New Apostolic Reformation.
Well, the New Apostolic Reformation is notable for a number of reasons. One, it's built around the idea that Christians are called to a new transformation or reformation of the United States. These are Christians who want to revolutionize the way that our country looks and to make it great again in terms of being a Christian nation.
I'm sorry, pause
They
it.
also are
Yeah.
Revolutionize how the country looks. It was already revolutionized with how it looks. They're looking to restore it to how it used to look.
Yeah, like he just contradicted himself. He said they believe that it was originally a Christian nation and they want to be consistent with that. But now they're doing a revolution to take over and just change how things are. It's calling a new wait, what was it? New epistemic revolution, was that what he said?
It's lefty gobbledygook.
He just
to me.
made
Like,
up a
it goes from one
term.
ear, not the other.
He just made up a term for just saying these guys have a political ideology. That's it. That's what he's trying
Yes.
to say.
We're not allowed to, but they are.
Yes. Some donations here. Thank you, Psycho Wolf, for the $2. Abortion is as normal as bananas and rice. Facts. By the way, that's a reference to like the Somalian culture, because there was this one Somalian woman who started trying to define Somalian culture, and the only thing she'd come up with is bananas and rice, guys.
Which would be racist. It's racist when I do it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she says it.
Thank you to the chickens for another $5. I'm serious about him being a living strawman. As soon as he saw Nationals move out from under him, he rolled over like Rupert Lowe. Ooh, I'm not familiar what you're referring to with Rupert Lowe. I haven't kept up too much. But damn, we're getting shots taken at Rupert Lowe? I thought he was like the only decent boomer.
Well, he's a boomer at the end of the day, so he did have kind of a backtrack on his rhetoric by moving away. Yeah, I think it was on Joe Rogan. He had a little faux pas, but I think he recovered pretty well in the past couple weeks.
Okay. Yeah, it's rough with the boomer ones. They come from a time of insanity, and they've kept it up. So even the good ones are kind of struggling.
How do you change your brain when you're 60?
Yeah.
It's literally old dog, new tricks. It can be very difficult,
Yeah.
You ever try and convince a boomer out of a position?
Oh, sorry, what did you say, Ardy?
You ever try and convince a boomer out of a position? It's very frustrating, no matter how much evidence you give them. It's virtually impossible sometimes.
Man, thankfully, my experience with boomers has been limited to my high school experience and also my college experience.
Oh, jealous.
Yes. Thank you, Freedom, for the $5. You sound like an American for some reason, even though you're European. I can now hear the European accent. It sounds British to me. Is that right? No. My accent is an anomaly. I don't know what it is. I've lived all over, so I got a mix of different accents. No one knows where I'm from. From accent, everyone's a bit confused. Thank you,
Yeah,
Spruce and
sometimes
Maze.
it's different countries. Sometimes it's different countries, I hear. So when I first heard you, I was like, is that a little bit of Scottish? I can't. It's almost like a dish, a foreign dish, and I'm like, what is that? What am I tasting right now? It's like that auditorily. I hear your accent. I'm like, ooh, what is that? That's interesting. Can't put my finger on it.
Listen, I'm just glad people can understand me.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy with that. We'll take it. It seems to be one of a kind. People have been saying that I sound like the Dutch or the Belgian. I'm not sure if I do. I don't think I do. But that seems to be the most constant guess. Thank you, Spooky Mace, for the $10. Also have to remember back in 2012, the Republicans were pushing Mitt Romney. The right wing was desperate for something like Trump, even if it didn't pass 100% sniff test. That's true.
Yeah, by the way, I live in Massachusetts in the United States, and Obamacare was our Republicans in Massachusetts. Mitt Romney was a Republican, and Obamacare was just Romney Care. It originally came from Republicans from my state, Obamacare. So that's what we had with Mitt Romney. That's how right wing my state is in this country.
Basic Larkjick, thank you for the $2. How many languages do you know? Depends who you ask. If you're asking my resume, I speak 3 languages. If you're asking my family, I speak 1.5.
I like that answer.
Yes.
Virtual warfare. The idea that we are called as Christians to fight a cosmic battle between good and evil, and that it's our duty to be boots on the ground for God in that conflict. What this has led to some decades later is the New Apostolic Reformation leaders, the apostles and the prophets that are really at the head of this movement, were some of the earliest to support Donald Trump in 2016, and they've remained steadfast in that support. They were at the very
Steadfast? Really?
Well, I just love the idea. They want people that are boots on the ground for Christ, and it's like they're going to be boots on the ground for something.
Yeah, because
Okay?
like, what does he even mean by boots on the ground?
Their politics is a religion, but he's not saying what the counter examples. Then what's it going to be? So liberalism is what is pushed onto the right is only allowed to be quote unquote liberal and individualistic. Okay, the secular liberalism is all the right wing is allowed to have. Meanwhile, the left gets to treat communism, democracy, like their religion.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're being religious about the religion. They're like, no. We're religious about politics. Okay? We have boots on the ground, literally. Where are the Christian nationalist boots on the ground? Patriot Front on July 4th in my country? Was it that one time where nothing happened? They had no weapons?
Yeah, that was it. That was the extremism.
Woo!
Thank you, Spooky Mace, for the $5. Dude in the video is a clear example of Hebrews chapter 6, verses 4-9. I am not pulling that up, so, and I don't have it memorized. So,
One can imagine.
I'm going to agree because you gave me money, so I'm going to agree. I'm going to assume that this is peak verse right now. Someone in chat wants to like put it in chat. That'll be great. Thank you, Eric, for becoming a channel member, and thank you, ZTZ for the 10 euros. Bring back excommunication. So true.
Oh, yeah.
Avant-garde of trying to get the 2020 election overturned in the wake of Joe Biden's victory and mobilizing folks to be at January 6th. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of New Apostolic Reformation Christians at January 6th, as an example.
We know that 2/3 of
Oh man, this is something that I love. I love the fact that they're calling it January 6th to like mirror 9/11.
Uh-huh.
It's so because
what they
nothing
do.
happened. Like
What do you
compared
mean?
to
It was delayed for 3 hours. We almost lost the country because of the delay.
so true. Oh, like the whole who talks about January 6th? And it was cringe even among leftists not too long ago.
Oh no, they bring this up for for the past 5 years, 6 years. They're never letting it go. Meanwhile, we're just gonna ignore the billions of dollars of damage, over 100 structure fires, and the dozens of murders before, during, and after from the left during the George Floyd riots. We're gonna ignore that and somehow just focus on the 3-hour delay on January
Yeah.
6th. It's very convenient.
Man, the left's word game. It's cringe, but it's effective. Like the right isn't gay enough to start referring to things as January
It's only,
6th.
no. It's only effective because they have power.
Yeah,
They're
true.
not clever. It's that they get unlimited respawns. They can fail an unlimited amount of times. You back them in a corner and they disappear and end
Valid.
up somewhere else on the map.
They'll always have a new wordplay in mind if the last one fails.
Yeah, because they have power.
Yep.
That's it.
They have the institutions that Christians abandoned and gave to them pretty much.
Okay.
So, you know, it is what it is. Thank you to the chickens. Sorry, I meant to say Nigel Farage. Ah, okay, that explains it. Right, if it's Nigel Farage, yeah, I'm fully on board. In fact, I'd call him Nigel Frage. Although I did see that there was a public offer made by Rupert Lowe to unite on certain issues, and Nigel Farage accepted it. So that's a W. I don't know to what extent it's an acceptance. I don't know if this was just a we're gonna promise a lot of things online and then actually not do it, but at least we have that. Thank you, Spooky Mace, for $5. 1/3 of Gen Z was killed in the room. In the womb. Sorry, I come off as extreme. No, yeah, I'm with you on this one. I'm completely with you on this one.
Sensitive topic, understandable.
Yeah. Thank you, MM12, for the $10. Hey, oh, Basic Logic, was wondering if you ever looked into Martin Luther, the Reformer's political writings. I'm reading one that's a sort of compilation from Concordia Publishing House. I know one called the what is it called? The on the moves, on the people I can't mention and their lies. That was peak.
Yeah, he's like the original JQer.
He was the original Chud.
Yeah.
Thank you, the Queen's Jewels, for £5. I have to watch Basic Logic instead of British news. Depressing. Yes, yes, it is. Man, the
wild?
BBC is disgusting. It's actually disgusting.
BBCs are disgusting.
Okay, not what I was referring to, but yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you mean the you mean the British news channel? Oh, yes, here.
Do you have a lot of experience with like the other type? That's why you have such a strong opinion.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
But more than I want.
More. Okay, I see. You guys heard it here first. RD is not too much of a fan after he gave it a shot. Not a fan of BBC.
I was on the left. Okay.
Okay.
It's an initiation ritual.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right, that
left
checks out.
shortly after. We should change the topic, bro.
All right. Thank you, Heander, for the $5. I live in Massachusetts, and it is so dreadful to live in as a conservative. No chance of turning it red. All chances for Ed Markey to ruin it.
Yeah, dude, it's the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It is very rough being here, and you have to come out of the closet as a conservative. You're safer as like a crazy trans gay person than you are as just a regular. Even if you're an atheist conservative, if you're anything on the right, it's very tense in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
Almost like a gang.
So the high school I went to was actually an American high school, even though it was in Europe. It was founded by...
Of course it was.
In fact, it even has an image of Hillary Clinton, like, just front and center. But very, very leftist. And the principal was a moo. I didn't know at the time. It was a good thing I didn't know. It would cause problems if I did.
Yeah. What you would have done.
Yeah. So they were extremely pro Hillary Clinton. Anyone who deviates it was treated very harshly.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about, definitely. Yeah. It's like that.
Thank you, Jim Eagle, for the $2. Fascism is when there are no free top surgeries for transgenders. That is so true. That is literally what Mussolini wrote as his doctrines. Exactly it.
That's classic fascism right there.
Classic. Thank you, Jiggy, for the $2. Sorry if on purpose, but you missed my last stone. Oh, no. What was his last one? What was his name?
It's a cavalcade. Super chat's coming in.
Oh, no. Okay, let me look up here for a second. Oh, I'm not finding it. Okay.
Someone called you daddy. This is how you know when you're getting an influx of people. When you get something like that, that's a good sign. It's a good sign when someone's calling you daddy.
I have a viewer who made an account called Basic Logic Son, and he has a profile pic of like one of the child drawings that I use in the animations.
Holy shit.
And every single comment is just him. Great video, pops.
Dude, someone came through as basic LARP chick. I saw that one too.
Yeah, he's become
That's
the
good.
moderator now. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Thank you, Sunday Matt, for the $2. I put a Hebrews verse in the last 3 comments. Wonderful. Thank you, Okabi Rintaro if for the 50 Czech currency. Bro is a VTuber now. Oh no.
Look at that. You've arrived.
Oh no.
It's not even your final form.
Thank you, Chairfur, for the €5. It's so blackpilling to see what happened in Spain's Ceuta. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. That was something else. What was the population of Ceuta? Was it like 80,000 people in Ceuta?
It's really small, whatever
Right.
it is.
And 12,000 people invaded, right? It was about 12,000. Like,
God knows how you can even count that many coming in. It's not like they
Yeah, it's probably more.
came in a single file line waiting to be accounted for.
like Ceuta, right? 80,000 population. Half of that are women. Take out the old and the young. You have what? About 12,000 men, more or less, right?
Wow.
That would be
Yeah.
that would be a fighting age. But most of them wouldn't fight, obviously. And then you just have this horde of invaders. You have enough power there in Ceuta to just take over.
Whoa, a horde? They're asylum
horde?
seekers.
No-
They're
oh, yes.
dreamers. What do you mean? They're
It's-
just looking for a better life for themselves.
It's amazing
not like
how
there was a truck that just came up and dumped them off.
You know, it's amazing how all the asylum seekers who are fleeing the bad state of their country are all military-age men.
Well, I mean, you don't have to say what you're seeking asylum from. Yeah,
That's
I had
true.
a bad tummy ache in Morocco, so I gotta live in Spain. Sorry.
Oh,
What
yeah,
are you
yeah.
seeking asylum from?
Man, it's weird. Like, different cultures are different. Like, in their culture, the women and children fight the wars, you know? But,
Apparently.
and the men are, like, we send the men off from their countries for safekeeping.
Neither is better, it's just different.
Yeah, it's just different, guys. Thanks, circumcision, for the $5. Your videos have been eye-opening. I'm not reading the first 2 words. Thank you, but thank you for the money. Thank you, Bella Torpopo, for the €2. My IQ is 85 and I can't think. Oh no.
What do you think of that?
Well, if your IQ is 85 and you can't think, there's a life hack to increase your IQ. You see that button where it says, like, send money to me? If you keep pressing it, like, your IQ goes up.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Not or your money back. It's guaranteed and not your money back.
Yeah. Thank you, Anthony Moosley, for the $5. Would you say the midwits moved from the right to the left once they claimed institutions? Yeah. There was already midwits in the left, but like the core of the midwits moved. The core of the midwits just followed whatever the institutions say.
Well, you also have to remember the perverse incentive to be on the left.
Yeah.
I mean, they control Hollywood, culture, a lot of governments. I mean, these are the people that were incentivizing children to believe that they were trans and get medical surgeries and take hormone blockers. So there's perverse incentives that people are surrounded by. And then a lot of people that want to leave the left have to leave like their social circles, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, they would rather believe a lie than have to confront having to leave their life behind.
Deal with exile. Thank you, Basic LARPchick, for the $2. Can rhetorically defective say wrong correctly? Can you do it? Remnant can't. He says wrong.
What, wrong? Wrong?
There we go. He
Wrong.
got it. Yeah.
Why, does he go wrong or wrong?
No, he goes Ron. Like Ronald.
Oh, Ron.
Yeah.
Ron? He hasn't hit the G?
He doesn't hit
I
the
haven't
G.
noticed that.
No. His
what a
chat was
freak.
mocking it. Like, when I was on his live stream, his chat would not stop talking about it.
Dude, once they find something, they get a death grip on it.
Yeah, they're gonna find something about the way I speak soon enough, I think.
You're an international man of mystery.
I
You're
am.
actually set up perfectly. What can they really? All they can do is guess. They can't say anything declarative.
That's true, that's true. Thank you, Miluel, for the 20 pen. I don't know what currency that is. He says, I tried to super chat your channel name, Basic, to lives I follow on YouTube. Had to hide in the text. You were doing logic, something right, I guess. That sounds very positive. I'm not entirely sure what you
Yes.
mean, but thank you for the money and thank you for the support.
Ultimately complimentary.
Yes. Thank you, Freedom102, for the $5. How did you grow so fast? Your channel is less than a year. It seems Asmongold is loving your channel as well. It's interesting to see you collab. Well, I grew to 100 and yeah, I grew to 100K in 10.5 months.
Essentially that's by yourself, right?
Yeah.
That's before any sort of bump,
And
right?
then I went over 200K in like a week because of Asmongold.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
But I think that the success that you have with your videos is that they're concise.
Yeah.
It's not like a 45-minute video. It's like very to the point, which like, I imagine there's a lot of Asmongold viewers that have short attention spans. I have a short attention span, right? So I think that's key for you to do. It's very to the point.
I wanted to do more like response videos to people arguing against my points. I wanted to do that a lot more, and I wanted to do it with base of true. But the issue we had is all the argumentation that they use against me, they make it into like a 1 hour long video debating a 3 minute video, and they make like one mistake where they ignore like one sentence in the beginning where I clearly explain what their contradiction is. They just cut that out, and it's just 1 hour of yapping making the same mistake. There's no content to be had there.
Hey, dude, it's really tough. This is why I keep saying you have to be right wing. If you're on the left even a little bit, it is absolutely, it's injurious to your brain. Because they'll do that. They'll be 1 degree off course. They won't understand something, and then everything they're saying is predicated on a misunderstanding that they can never go back on. They never go back and go make a concession that they were incorrect.
Yeah. I need to quickly use the bathroom. Could you keep reading off the donations for me?
Oh my lord, where did we leave off on?
I think the next one is Pakil Desmatais for £5, and he's saying I'm smart and shit.
I am smart and shit.
So be right back,
Very
guys.
true.
Be right back.
Not a problem. Just put me to work over here. This guy, international man of mystery, making me work like a slave. He and 4915, $5. Very nice of you. Do I get to be an asylum seeker if I am fleeing from Massachusetts? Apparently that's the definition of asylum seeker, is that you don't feel safe where you live and then you can go live wherever you want in the world. I thought asylum seeker was you have to go to the country next to you. I didn't know that you just get a free ticket to any country that you want. Sounds like an extended vacation. Misunderstood, Harriman. $2.22. Keep going, brother. I'm assuming that's for the guy taking a pee-pee right now. I'm sure he appreciates that. Sunday Math, $5. Was on an apologetic show with a chick from that part of Spain. All sad stories. Also, thanks for the IQ. Yeah, Sunday Math. It's a rough one. We covered it on stream on Artie and Fist, which you can watch Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 p.m. on my channel. And it is very difficult to make entertaining, but we try to make it entertaining because we have to talk about it. Revelations for $10, very kind of you. By boots on the ground, I think he meant wanting Christians to openly debate like Cliff Connectical? The lady in pink praying next to Trump, was she the only one who said crazy stuff? Paula White? Oh yeah, Paula White is a charismatic Christian. She talks in tongues and stuff like that. Not really the Christianity. That's the kind of Christian that guy was. He was probably like a talking in tongues, evangelical, charismatic Christian. And I don't know how much a lot of Christians consider that to be Christianity. Sorry if you are that kind of Christian, but talking in tongues just seems pretty demonic is all I'm saying. Also, Rex, £5, thank you. How should the right go about recapturing institutions or capturing new ones? How should the right, well, the rhetoric is going to be extremely important, okay? If you're, a lot of Rupert Lowe's rhetoric, it's a lot of things that I think a lot of American pro-whites can learn from Europeans that are on the right. Now, they don't have freedom of speech. So they have a really delicate way of phrasing things that has to appeal to a mass audience. I feel like there's a lot of people on the American right that just kind of say whatever they want, and it's like, oh, I don't know if we can push that nationally. So we need a lot of delicate phrasing for the things that we want to do. I would say. What would you say?
No, I would agree that rhetoric really matters. I am concerned about delicacy, though, because delicacy will read off as insincerity and as weakness. So we have to balance that mass appeal with actually just really being certain about our values. I don't want another Trump who's going to play the circus, get elected, and then do nothing and just keep supporting the status quo. And we constantly see right wing. I know it's a common thing to say that right wingers are grifting, but it's true. There are a lot of right wing grifters. I'd argue there's more left wing grifters, but that's a separate discussion.
Right.
A lot of right wingers that don't go all the way. I know you have, you've done some videos on one in particular that you're not a fan of. Who has an interesting take on what nationalism is supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You know, I'll see a kind of a red flag pop up, and I go, I think I should comment on that. I think it's gonna. And there's plenty of times where people are like, oh, Artie, you're punching right, and it's like, well, give it a couple of weeks. They give it a couple of weeks. They're like, I don't know if I can support that guy. I'm like, that's all I was saying. You know, I know it's.
Yeah.
I speak up at unpopular times sometimes.
Wild. Thank you, Dren, for the 14 Canadian dollars. Fellas, this is great to see. Didn't see this happening. But I am late. Fake NK. Can you guys stop the stream and start over? Is this a joke in your community?
You can guess whose community that came from.
Yeah,
That's what
okay.
my community sounds like. What's so funny is that, believe it or not, he's a civic nationalist. He's kind of like a more
cringe.
civic
Mods
nationalist.
ban
You
him.
wouldn't,
I'm joking.
but I know, but you wouldn't know that by his donation amount. You would think he's some sort of extremist, but he's a very moderate guy.
Thank you, Testing, for the $5. Two of my favorite YouTubers, and Ardy, for tradition's sake, I must announce, it's okay, everyone, I'm here. Go ahead and restart the stream for me, fellas.
Very kind of you. Sorry we had to get started without you. We tried to delay as long as we could. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Basic Dark Chick, for the $2. Is K working slave labor with the 8-minute videos? Yes. Why do you think he's not on stream right now? It's because he's working. Thank you, Misunderstood Hero Man, for the $22.20. You've been waking the normies up to the truth. One of the biggest influencer normies I know is watching you right now.
Hell yeah.
Oh, which one is it? Keep speaking plainly. Your message is reaching people you'd never expect, and it's landing. Keep it real. Thank you, Trey Carter, for the $5. Thank you for your content. Was shocked about what I misunderstood about specifically fascism. Life history school failed us. It absolutely did. School history teachers. Honestly, we need a Nuremberg trial just for history teachers.
I've covered this. I think in the United States, I think on the largest study that they conducted, 93% of historians or like history teachers in colleges are Democrat. So like our perspective of history is heavily left dominated. And that's what we mean by institutional control. So if you think that like, oh, well, no, their political affiliation isn't going to affect, yeah, right, okay, yeah, the left, anyone on the left, their political affiliation never affects the work that they're doing, right?
Yeah, definitely not. Man, I had one high school teacher for English, which the male student nicknamed her Hitler for guys, because if you were a guy and you weren't gay, say goodbye to your grades. It doesn't matter what you wrote, and you had to read super feminist, anti-Western literature. That's all she would cover. I had her for 1 year. I had a friend who had her for 4 years, the entirety of high school. That was torture for him.
That's a bit too lefty.
Yeah. What's up here? We've got so many donations to get through. Thank you, Cash Speaker, for the $5 Canadian. What's something you learned making your videos that surprised you the most? Vids are great. Keep it up. I discovered just how right I was about everything.
Dude, right?
Like before, I had a general idea, but I thought there'd be like better counter arguments and the likes, and I had to like test it out. As I've done more videos, I realized no, I've just been right about everything all along.
Sweet vindication.
Yes. Thank you, Noble Cur, for $5. Sing this. I'm not going to, but sing this. Master got me working like a dog. Someday Sass will set me free. Oh, Kay has unironically sang that in the past.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Thank you, the Vespart, for the 1000 ARS. What is ARS?
I think it's Argentina.
It's pesos?
Yeah, that's probably $7. No offense. I mean,
yeah, no, I see. But so 1 Argentinian peso is 0.00058 euros.
You just gotta out the guy like that, huh?
Yes.
You're gonna blow up his spot, huh?
He's saying sending over my Monopoly money. I love your content and work. It's a breath of fresh air to see the Overton windows shatter to bits. Just a few years ago, content like this would have been taken down immediately. Keep going, brothers. It would have.
Very true.
Yeah, I would have been banned like on my first video or something. Thank you, Spooky Mates, for another $10. Don't get blackpilled by the Spain incident when the average norm sees an event like that that's so blatant and horrific. Ooh, what's going on here? Oh, right. Because oops. Don't get blackpilled. Normally see an event like that so blatant and horrific. You can only get more people on our side. Yep, true. How many more do we have to go for these? Thank you, Mr. Mass, for the $5. And thank you, Circumcision, for the $2. What do you think about the tism? I don't spend too much time thinking about it.
Are you autistic at all?
I don't think so. I guess some people in my life might disagree.
Good answer.
Alright, we can finally continue the video.
White evangelicals sympathize or adhere to white Christian nationalist beliefs. So where do they fall within this larger movement?
I think white evangelicals are the group we think of when we think of white Christian nationalism, and for good reason. These are folks who, when we think about the Iowa caucuses, in 2016, Trump's white evangelical voters were about 20% of his share of voters in that cycle. Just a few weeks ago, in 2024, that grew to well over 50%. White evangelicals remain committed to the MAGA movement, and one of the key indicators of...
Could there be some strange reason for why white evangelicals would be voting not for the Democrats? Could it be that the Democrats have just positioned themselves so anti-white and so anti-Christian that they would vote for anything else?
No, it's definitely because, like, what kind of supremacist is Trump? What is he, an ultra-civic nationalist? He's
Yeah, I
not even a
guess.
white nationalist. I don't even think he's Christian. He's culturally Christian at the most. I'm almost positive he's not even Christian. But do you see how they say it? It's that they like him. And you
Yeah.
obviously know, like, this works on children.
And also,
But I don't see how it works on adults.
53% of white evangelicals is nothing. That is not an extreme stat. That's almost equal. How are you making the case? Wait, actually, he's saying share of voters who are... Okay, never mind. Wait, I take that back. I misread the stats. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
I thought he was saying like percentage of white evangelicals vote Trump. No, it's like his voter base. I see. Okay. But still, my previous point still stands. Also, got some donations to see here. Thank you, Sunday Math, for the $5. Master Whipmaster, can you crack them whips to the beat of Free Bird? Man, I might have to learn how to use a whip just to do that. Thank you, Flampok, for $2. Thoughts on Rick and Morty philosophy? I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's any good.
Wow.
I've heard that it's woke.
Like everything else, I really used to enjoy it, but I mean, I was much more. I mean, still, I've only really started getting into actual Christianity like in the past year or so. So I mean, I watched it from, however long ago, like a decade ago, and I thought it was hilarious. But I really like absurdist comedy, and then they would take premises. I liked it, but everything gets ruined because it becomes woke, which is why I hate the left. They ruin everything I enjoyed.
So real. Thank you, Testing, for the $5. All of your videos' arguments are strangely familiar to me. They're the exact same arguments I have to use against AI to make the AI admit the truth. Pretty much, yeah. Thank you, Total Blackout Painting, for the $5. RD is one of my favorite cartoon boogermen. So
TBP.
True. Same.
And he has a lot to choose from. There's a lot of cartoon boogermen out there.
There are?
Okay, and he chose me out of... No, I think
Okay.
That's a very low bar.
Alright. Let's continue the video here.
well over 50%. White evangelicals remain committed to the MAGA movement, and one of the key indicators of why is Christian nationalism.
Are there leaders across these subgroups of white Christian nationalism that are tied to the former president directly or to his larger network?
Yes. For example, a group of New Apostolic Reformation leaders, apostles and prophets and others, were present at the White House a week before January 6th. Speaker Mike Johnson has direct ties to the New Apostolic Reformation. Speaker Mike Johnson is somebody who's
Pause
sought the
it.
counsel
Do you
and
see
the
how they
friendship.
do that? They
Yep.
always do the guilt by association. He has
Yep.
ties. And what about him?
And what?
That's it.
And, like, the way he's defining Christian nationalism is just Christian. It's like, you're
He's
a
just selling
Christian
it.
and you want laws to reflect your Christian faith and your Christian values.
But
Wow.
he's saying it in a spooky tone.
Yeah, it's a spook. It's bad, guys. Guys, watch out.
They're like
guys.
dogs.
Yes. It doesn't matter what they say, it's just the tone of voice that matters. Thank you.
Seriously, what is he really saying that's like negative?
Yeah, nothing so far. He hasn't said anything. Thank you, Basic Larpchick, for the $2. Why did you convert to Christianity? As much as I wish that I could say that I saw the truth and the arguments for Christianity and I finally converted after being bombarded by facts and logic, I actually had a religious experience. That's what caused me to convert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So after I had a religious experience, and then I wanted to start, sharing that, well, it's very obvious very quick that I couldn't just tell people, hey, believe in Christianity because I had a religious experience. That doesn't work. Especially since other people from other religions also say they had religious experiences.
Right.
So I then had to go deep into apologetics and the arguments for God and the likes, and that was a fun period. I enjoyed evangelizing to people. But one thing I realized really is that nowadays you kind of evangelize through politics, which is weird.
That is correct.
Yeah, because politics has become the de facto religion of modernity. So if you're going to evangelize to people, being able to tackle politics is very important. So all the Christians are going around saying, oh, I'm apolitical. It's like, you can't be apolitical when modern society is anti-Christian and modern politics are straight up anti-Christian and evil in some of the most absurd ways possible.
Especially once you identify that your opposition that wants nothing but the worst for you makes everything political and has been politically minded for the last century, and they have they're in the halls of power because all they care about is power and politics. It's unfortunate, but that's the reality at the end of the day.
Thank you, Paklides Zemaitis, for the £5. I was a liberal in my small village in Lithuania. Then I came to study and work in London. Felt like some damn train hitting me. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've actually been to London once, and it is what it is. Thank you, Joe, for the $5. Hey, Joe, thanks for the $5. You're my favorite subscriber, and I love so true, Joe.
You walked right into that one.
Yeah. It's like when I realized what he was doing, I was gonna go with it, right? Thank you, Spooky Maze, for $20. Something not talked about enough is the damage the Ron Paul and libertarian movement did to the right wing, focusing on individualism and free market capitalism. It's destroyed the ability of right wing to work collectively. I wouldn't blame the libertarians for that. I don't think GDP up means world gooder was because of the libertarians. I have my concerns and my criticisms of libertarians. I'm not a libertarian, but I do not think that's fair, to be honest. But you did give me $20, so I do agree with you, actually. Libertarians suck. How about you, RD? What do you think?
I'm fine with right-wing libertarians. I think the best use of a libertarian would be once the white Christians win, and then we need to figure out economics. But right now, libertarian economic knowledge isn't very useful because of how manipulated the market is.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a war going on. Once the war is over, I think the libertarians are going to be much more useful once we have any sort of honesty and trust in society and actual logistics instead of we can print money, and there is no go woke, go broke because they print unlimited money into their propaganda, and they never run out of money, and so they're not abiding by the laws of economics at all. So I think they'll be much more useful later on.
Yep. Thank you, Basic Larpchick, for the $5. Why did you choose Protestantism over Catholicism or Orthodox? Well, so when I was starting off, I focused first on just biblical teachings because I thought that's where you start, and it is. And then I went on to church history to start deciding between the denominations. So immediately, non-denominationals got cut off, right? So even though there are no Protestant churches where I live, it was very clear that if I was going to go Protestant, I would not go non-denominational. I would not be Pentecostal. I would not be the charismatic movement. That was completely off the
I have
table.
not seen a single good thing from those denominations.
So then the question became Catholicism, Orthodox, or Reformed Protestant, like Protestants from the Reformation. And when I looked into, I went further into church history. I know usually people say, like, I went into church history, that's why I'm Catholic or Orthodox. Well, I went a little further into church history, and I realized I can't really side with the Catholics or the Orthodox. I'll go with Protestantism, especially on like, just pure theology, but also when you factor in history. I'm not going to go into a full theological debate, but that's the reason. Thank you, testing for this. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Artie.
That sounded like Brussels. That sounded like you say the word further the same way Jean-Claude Van Damme does. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it just popped into my head.
I mean, I did live in Antwerp for a very short while, but I don't think
You
I
say
picked up an
further.
accent.
Further. That's how you
Further,
just
yes.
said it.
I don't pronounce the
Yeah.
TH normally. I don't do the TH sound. I can replicate it, but it's really awkward for me to say it in the usual word. So I replace it. I replace it with a T or a D or an F or a V, depending on the word.
That felt Brussels-y. I'm
Okay.
just gonna say which country your accent reminds me of as I think of it, because that's the only way to try and identify it.
Fair enough. I think the TH is weird, man. I don't know why English has the TH. I know some English dialects in the UK don't use the TH, and they're very right for that. Because it's weird. It's the only sound that you don't use your vocal cords in English.
I have a French guy in my community that I try and help with his English, and his mouth does not do I think it's a TH, and he can't do a hard R, which is funny because I have the perfect word for him to practice on.
Right. Oh no, not being able to do a hard R is so sad. Thank you, testing, for the $5. I want either a religious experience or a threesome of... Okay, man. One or the other. I'll let God decide for me, please. Oh, no.
So my community sounds like.
That's one of yours?
They show up. Yep.
Okay. We got another $5 from Johnny Two Ducks for Hi, Miscegenator. That's you.
You can guess where he came from?
Yeah, I can guess.
I am known in my own community as the Miscegenator, and I never explain that to anybody.
Nice. Thank you, Razzie, for the 25 HK. I don't know where that's from. Really appreciate you talking about the Islamic dilemma. Thank you. Yeah, it's an important dilemma that no Muslim has actually answered properly. They've just coped. You look at the Muslim responses to it, and it's one of the most popular ones, I think, is just calling the argument autistic. That's not really... Right. Like, guys, it's an ad hominem fallacy, but literally that's all they were saying. And the ones where they try to, like, worm their way out of it, it's just really bad, man. Alright. Well, let's get with the video.
Of Timothy Carcaden, who is a New Apostolic Reformation pastor from his home district in Shreveport, Louisiana. Timothy Carcaden is a close associate with Dutch Sheets. Dutch Sheets is perhaps the most ardent Trump supporter in the New Apostolic Reformation. He's the one who may have done the most.
Pause it.
Any Christian.
He knows this guy that knows this guy.
Yeah, guys.
What point?
Like, this pastor knows this.
Childish this is. Who does this work on?
Oh man, it's Ashley just talking to dogs. You were spot on of that analogy, by the way.
Christian leader in the United States to mobilize folks to try to overturn the 2020 election and to make sure to attend January 6th. One of the most frightening things, I think, about Mike Johnson is the flag he hangs outside of his office, an Appeal to Heaven flag. The Appeal to Heaven flag goes back to the Revolutionary War, George Washington. It was inspired by John Locke.
It goes back to the founding of my nation. How dare an American politician have a flag going back to George Washington? What's
you know
next?
what
Are you guys going to name your capital after George Washington? How dare you?
You know what I'm afraid of with the left? It's a lot of the violence in the streets, lighting buildings on fire, letting Teslas on fire, opening up the borders, flooding the country with illegal immigrants. You know what they're afraid of with the right? The flag that he hangs outside of his... They want you more afraid of the right wing's ideas and words than the left wing's violence. That is their main goal in gaslighting you, nationally and internationally.
Man, this is so low IQ. Oh,
it's a huge production. Yeah, this is like a giant corporation where I live.
Yeah, they have over 5 million subs here on YouTube. I imagine this is not their only source of distribution.
You're right. Exactly.
Thank you, Joe, for the $5. My denomination is the kind that loves his country and doesn't tolerate any censorship.
Any bromos.
Yeah. Thank you for the $5.
But over the last 10 years, the Appeal to Heaven flag has been popularized by Dutch Sheets. Dutch Sheets sees the Appeal to Heaven flag as a symbol of Christian revolution. If you look closely at January 6th, you will see dozens of Appeal to Heaven flags. It may have a long history, but in the contemporary context, it has a very specific meaning. So
Yeah, you know, there were some other flags there.
so the fact that Mike Johnson, so the very specific meaning. So the fact that Mike Johnson has
Can we
him
also
hanging
talk about
on
the
flag-
communist flag at Democrat meetups?
He found in this image one heaven flag. There are two libertarian flags right there. But oh, there's another one. There's another one in the top right.
Do you see on the bottom the giant American flag that's larger than all of the other flags?
Oh, the reaching. I don't know how people watch this. We're gonna have to look in the comments after this, eh?
It's the that'd be great. It's the
Yeah.
public broadcasting system is what it stands for.
Yeah, yes, for the public, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, RXD3T for the €2. Opinion on the civilizing mission. Is that a specific? Is he referring to like the mission that the Europeans gave themselves, like bring civilization to the world, or is that like a modern day thing that he's referring to?
I don't know. I mean, we've tried to. The argument in my country is we've tried civilizing the savages. Hasn't gone very well.
Yeah,
So a lot of us are fatigued.
you
and
can't
attempting to do
force.
so to speak.
Yeah, you can't force civilization on people. You can't force democracy on people. That's not how this works.
Right.
Thank you, Crad Brando, for the $2. RD's community is now known as the Miscegenation Nation. Am I saying
How do
it
you feel
right,
about
actually?
that?
Is it Miscegenation? Yeah, okay.
No, it's miscegenation.
Miscegenation. All right.
Yeah, how do you feel about
how
that?
do I feel about that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite neutral on it. I think it's kind of funny.
Do you have any idea what it's like to be in pro-white dissident right-wing circles when your community calls you the miscegenator? Do you know what that's like? It's no joyride.
All right. Has there ever been like a funny reaction to someone because they called you that and they had no idea what that meant? And what
What
was there a
could it
story?
mean?
No, like why were they calling you that? They had no idea why.
There's a story. I'm not gonna go into it now.
Okay.
It's gotten out of control.
Thank you, Trigger Happy Watermelon, for the $5. Thank you. Coming from Seattle, your content is like therapy to me. Hell yeah. And it's free. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars to go talk to someone to pretend to be your friend and then give
Just
you
$5.
like Joe Biden level politics as your salvation. Thank you, Pixboy, for the €2. What's your fave apologist argument for theism? I like the cosmological argument. I know it's old. I know it's repetitive. But
A short overview of that to a
it's
lowly
the,
atheist like me.
everything that has a beginning needs a cause.
Okay.
And we did stretch back to the beginning of the world, of the universe, right? I like that one. You can pretty much force someone to go from atheism to deism if they're logically consistent, in my opinion. Obviously all the atheists in chat, and maybe you would be like, no, you can't. But I think you can with that argument. Thank you, Lit Charles, for the £2. Thoughts on J Stark? I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is already?
If it's J Stock, JSTLK, I don't know who
Stark.
J Stark is.
As in like, Jon Stark from Game of Thrones or something.
Ah,
Right.
is that? Yeah, good guy.
I don't know him. Thank you, Cool Dude, for the $5. Christian nationalism is a term created by the NNC to scare cat ladies to vote blue no matter who. It's meaningless. Mike Johnson is a no nationalist. Who's Mike Johnson?
I think it's the guy they're referring to in this.
Okay. Yeah.
But surely Christian nationalism must mean something.
Yes.
With all of the things that the left makes up. If the left can make up trans women, I'm sure Christian nationalism probably means something.
Yeah, surely. Listen, I don't know if they coined it to be like a scare term or not. Nationalism is a thing. Christianity is a thing. You combine the two, you get the perfect ideology.
It's the West is what you get.
Yes. Thank you, testing, for the $2. I'll mix with anything lighter than an old penny.
Okay, see?
All
Everyone
right.
has a line somewhere, right? It's a natalist perspective, right?
Yeah, I see.
I mean, what do you did Christ tell you not to mix races? I don't think he did.
There wasn't much of a
I
comment
don't-
on that, although there is an Old Testament, Ezra 9, where the prophet Ezra was saying, you need to stop mixing the race. Like, straight up, stop it. Stop marrying with the other races, because you're diluting it. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, all the Christians who, well, all like the pseudo-Christian, non-denominational Christians who are like, oh,
Okay.
race is a social construct, race isn't endorsed by the Bible. It's like, yes, it is. All the ones who are saying Christianity is just universalism, like, no, we believe equality only in spiritual dignity. We fully acknowledge material reality and material differences
Right.
between people. Right.
Yeah, they want you to believe the Judeo-Christianity,
Yeah.
the only kind of Christianity that allows you to be weak, never stand up for yourself, never fight for anything, always try and use your morals and values against you, even though they don't believe in them. The
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Thank you, Mr. Crackers, for the $5. What are your all thoughts on people like Steven Crowder and Nuxanor? Nuxanor.
Yes. So I like Steven Crowder. I even like Matt Walsh. I like any large voice that is pushing people to the white of politics. Okay. In any sort of way, I very much support incrementalism, even though they don't say the most extreme things that you might want them to hear. I do like Nuxanor when he calls out Hassan Piker being a foaming, crazy terrorist communist, but he's a cartoon man on the internet, all right? I'm also a cartoon man, but he's more of a anime kind of cartoon guy.
I
So
see.
yeah, some sort of controversy apparently. So, but anything that discourages people from being on the left and pushes them to the right, I support as much as I can.
Yeah, valid. I don't know them too well. I've seen the memes with Steven Crowder. It's like change my mind in a certain
Yeah.
topic. I've seen that. I have no idea who Nuxanor is, so I'll just
That's
take your
why I
word for
hopped
it.
in to answer that.
Yeah,
I
good.
figured.
Yeah. Thank you.
Not a problem.
It may have a long history, but in the contemporary context, it has a very specific meaning. So the fact that Mike Johnson has it hanging outside of his office, to me, signifies how he understands his role as Speaker of the House in terms of being a Christian and being an American.
In a statement to the NewsHour, a spokesperson for Johnson's office said,
Hey guys, how do you reconcile being a Christian and being American, guys?
Do you see how we're not allowed to have an identity on the right wing in the United States?
Yeah. How do
Just
you
normal
conceive
mainstream
being a
media.
Marxist and being an American? How do you reconcile
Right.
that? I don't know if he's actually a Marxist, by the way. I think he might be, or at least influenced by it. But whatever, man. These word games.
quote, "The Speaker has long appreciated the rich history of the flag. Any implication that the Speaker's use of the flag is connected to the events of January 6th is wildly inaccurate." But Onishi says the concerning links go beyond the conservative politicians themselves. Last month, Lance Wallnau, a key New Apostolic Reformation figure, announced he was partnering with Charlie Kirk, the influential
What?
right-wing activist who leads...
How
Can
dare
you
they?
believe that?
Wow.
But do you see how they're not? So do you see how they're just being descriptive?
Yeah.
So they're acting like they're being objective. But why are they pointing this out? And then they wait for their audience that they've already primed to fill in the cracks in their own brain. That's what makes this malicious propaganda, because of how benign they make it seem. But they're not actually putting forth any arguments. How could you even do necessarily a response video to this? What claims are they making? Do you see what
They're
I'm
not
saying?
making claims. This is just absurdity. Thank you to
Yeah.
the chickens for the $2. Can you restart? I zoned out while working. Oh, of
Don't
course.
fall for it.
Don't
Don't
fall
fall
for it. Yeah. Oh man.
the influential right-wing activist who leads Turning Point USA.
They're going to be visiting and focusing on swing states, Wisconsin, Arizona, Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
They claim they've already signed up 2,500 churches, and they want to mobilize those churches directly for political involvement and specifically to get Trump.
A political organization is trying to get votes? Who
Yeah,
could have guessed?
Meanwhile, during COVID, somehow the left was able to have thousands of people protesting during COVID for months.
Yeah.
We're not going to be concerned about that. That's just the voices of the unheard, okay? Anyway, these guys are doing political activism on the right. Uh-huh. Isn't that what the left does and worse?
Yeah. Rules for fee, but not for me. Thank
Mhm.
you, Anthony Moosley, for the $5. I identify as an American Christian Spider-Man popsicle, and that's your right. Don't let any leftist tell you otherwise. Thank you, Laser Shark Sushi, for the $10. If China went from 100% to 70% Chinese from immigration, it'd be called genocide per UN definition. Real. When the same thing happens, 90%, 60% happens to America, it's a conspiracy. Yep. And even worse in
Mhm.
Europe in some places.
Well, and so this is where a lot of JQ criticism of the Moos is coming from, because they have never supported white people. They have only ever contested white people. And there are hundreds of NGOs across the country. They have only supported minorities. They have never supported white people in their own host countries. So then when something bad happens to them, they're like, oh, white people, help us. We're like, yeah, you've been really having it out for us for the past few decades. I don't really care if you guys are afraid of anything. Sorry. You should have thought about that before you never supported us.
Thank you, Testing, for the $2. Left, the right are evil. Right, how? The left, evil.
Yes.
Yep.
Unironically, it's the argument so far.
Thank you, Noble Cur, for the $5. God, I hate normies. Look at them. It's all guilt by association and guilt from our forefathers, and act like they're being truth speakers. Yes, it is.
They just love implying, just casting a bad scent on a person. See, that's feminine right there. This is very just come out and say what you want to say. I know you're trying to mean something by what you're saying, but they're like, no, I'm just saying. It's one of the most female things you can do. I'm not making a point. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that he knows this guy. I'm just saying he had the flag there. It's like very passive aggressive.
Yeah, guilty by association. That's their entire argument. But the person they're associating, if they're treating as if he's associating you with Hitler, it's like they're not. Even if he had put up the evil mustache man right there, look, there's a link here with this guy here who links to that person, who links to this one because of this weird flag, that still wouldn't be an argument. But instead, they're just linking to like random people on the right who have no real, nothing that special.
The audience knows through being primed that they just know they're not supposed to like the person. And then you've seen a lot of footage, I assume, on the internet of going to a protest with leftists and they don't have any arguments. They don't even know why they're there. It's because of propaganda like this. They just know they're not supposed to like the right.
Yeah. Thank you, RXD3T, for the 5 years. Do you think the West has a right to colonies and conquest of uncivilized societies? Genuinely curious your thoughts about Western colonial empires. Here's my thought. No nation has the right to exist. That's a privilege. Existence is a privilege. If you can't defend your territory, someone is going to take it. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that's what's going to happen, right? So when we're dealing with these uncivilized societies, they didn't have the wheel. They were at the mercy of diseases. Just miserable, didn't advance. Of course, it's gonna happen. And I actually think, and Europeans are kind of unique in this regard, they were a net positive for many of the societies that they took over. Objectively so. I think Europeans are very much unique in this. Other societies do not do that. Other societies go when they take, they ruin the local population, and they keep holding onto it until that population is done for, and then only then do they leave if they were not beaten back or like by an insurgency or something. Europeans didn't do that. So if you're gonna criticize someone for colonizing because you're like morally against colonizing, fine, but be consistent. Europeans are the last person on your list for you to be criticizing.
Well, yeah, and the left doesn't understand the difference between descriptive and prescriptive. You are just describing how it is.
Yeah.
We're animals. We're in the wild. That is what happens. Oh, so you want it to happen? So you think might makes right? Might just happens. That's just how it goes. I'm not making a moral prescription here necessarily. They never understand that.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Re-elected. The two of them together signifies a crossover. It signifies a joining in a way that promises, I think, to be quite potent.
Meanwhile, some have mobilized around what GOP leaders have labeled an invasion at the southern border. I asked Onishi about a protest convoy calling itself God's Army, currently making its way to Texas.
I think the end goal for the convoy is to kind of play a part or play a role in what they take to be the story that is unfolding in the United States. Christian nationalists understand themselves to be playing a character. They are drawn into a narrative that says, you are at the last battle. You have a chance to do something that is much bigger than you. Will you answer that call? Will you come to DC on January 6th? Will you ride with us to the southern border? Because these are the moments, these are the battles that will shape our country. This is the cosmic war between good and evil. Are you really going to sit on the sidelines? Some of us can laugh that off. We can.
How dare the right do exactly what the left does?
He's dude. Wait, it's 100th of what the left does, by the
Yeah.
way. They have this one single incident. Meanwhile, during COVID, they had to be, oh no, it's 93% peaceful. Out of 78,000 protests, only whatever 1,000 were riots. But this one time that they're speculating on what it didn't even happen. They're speculating on them about to drive to the border. And that somehow makes the news about Christian nationalism on a public broadcasting system.
What absolute goy slop. Thank you, Gabros, for the €5. Would you consider using another classical piece? Don't get me wrong, the Mozart one is fire, but it gets a bit repetitive after a while. Yeah, I've considered it. In fact, I've even used Für Elise in my older videos. I've occasionally switched it up in some other videos randomly there. It's just that the Mozart one is the one that fits the videos the most. It's just not something we're thinking about when we're doing the videos and then we remember, oh right, videos need a video at the last second. Videos need the music at the last second, and we just put in Mozart because that's just the one that's been working. We might change it up every now and then in the future. Thank you, Revelations, CP6if, for the $5. How do things get this insane? Even those that twist our words stand to lose everything if what they support is enacted. I just don't get it. That is a whole discussion. I have multiple videos explaining why they think the way they do. I'd recommend looking at probably How to Blaspheme Modernity's Gods. That's of my recent videos, it's probably the one that'll give you the best idea.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people that reject God go directly to the opposite, which is hedonism, and so they just care about material pleasure, and that always is never sustainable. They have an insatiable thirst for destruction, trying to feel good. They're good at ruining things. So they make a lot of progress there, but then it's not very sustainable, which is why you look at any Democrat city in the United States that's been trashed for the past 50 years. That's a feature, not a bug. That's communists that want you to see this really expensive insurance building, and outside there's homeless people. That's why they don't fix it. So then they can go, look at the material conditions that we created. That's capitalism's fault. We need to do something about the problem that we caused. So it's a plan.
Thank you, not Josh Dunn, for the $2. No question, just a congrats on the channel growth. Thank you very much.
I think that that's a fringe ideal, but January 6th was not something to laugh off. And some of the events we've seen since then, the swatting of judges' houses, the evacuations of capitals due to bomb threats, so many more examples, little fires everywhere, are not things we can laugh off. And so I think the trucker convoy has
metaphorical
cosmic
fires,
goals.
by the way.
Yeah, just metaphorical ones, as
See?
opposed to the real ones.
They want you afraid of the metaphorical fires on the right and not the literal fires from the left. That's poetic, dude.
That's crazy. Like, I would genuinely think this would be satire if this wasn't such a massive news outlet.
He's selling the Christian nationalism. And notice how the guilt by association assumed that the thousands of people that were at Jan 6th, this is a growing problem. That was at Jan 6th. They're never going to let go of Jan 6th. It's incredible. That one time.
What do you say?
As it plays a part in a very earthly standoff between Governor Abbott and the Biden administration.
Brad Onishi, thank you for your time.
Thanks so much for having me.
Let's read this one here.
Oh,
Let's
yeah, I was
hype
just
this
going to
here.
say.
38% of white evangelical Protestants believe the US is so far off track, they support a leader who is willing to break some rules to change the direction of the country. Well,
See, this is why I'm saying the right wing is cursed with liberalism. We have to follow the rules. Everyone else can break the rules. Them blocking traffic is considered protesting,
yeah.
okay? They never
Guys,
break any rules.
we're so extreme because according to this one poll, 38% of them are willing to have a leader who breaks some rules. We're the normal ones, even though we burn down cities, we loot stores, we stop traffic, we kill people in some cases. But yeah.
Can we break some rules to stop this? What is the use of the rules if this is where the rules lead?
Yeah. Thank you, John Doe, for the 20 DKK. What are your thoughts on post-millennialism? I am a millennial, but I respect the post-millennials. I'm not going to get into a
What's
theology.
post-millennialism?
So there are 3 interpretations about the end times, and there's premillennialism, amillennialism, and postmillennialism.
Oh, this is religiously.
Yes,
I thought
it's a
it meant
theology.
like a millennial. Okay, yeah.
And that's the end of the video, right? Yeah, there's no more quotes.
Yes, it is.
All right. Also, some other videos that you've sent me that we could line up. But
Oh, dude, do you want to tap into the second thought one? Because you don't know anything about these internet guys. And second thought is a different kind of guy. So what I just showed you was PBS.
Yeah.
That is, what it's adjacent to like CNN, let's say, right?
Yeah.
Now, second thought is very good friends with Hassan Piker.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
He is very much a communist, a tanky, over the top, like violent authoritarian communist. But he's got like curly, stringy hair, and he says it like this when he's talking about his authoritarianism. And his leaps in logic are absolutely horrific. I have no idea how you're going to interpret this video.
Well, it could definitely be fun. Is the stream catching up? Yes, that's okay. Thank you, Laser Shark Sushi, for the $5. I'd like to thank them for the word preceding slop, which I cannot use in South Carolina. I think SC is how you guys abbreviate South Carolina, right?
Yep.
Okay. Need the word for self-sabotaging people who charge their kids for rent. Yes, absolutely. It is actually such a good word. Now, the second thought video is 30 minutes long. I was only planning to stream for another hour.
Yeah.
I don't think we can really get through this. Are there like
not a problem.
timestamps that we can look for, like a particular argument?
It's fine. It's probably going to be kind of repetitive at a certain point. I just need to get your reaction to this guy, since you don't know anything about him.
So, like, you just want me to see the start of it, just so I can see, get a feel for who he is?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
And then at any point, you can feel free to go through it if you want.
Okay.
Others like it are brought to you by the generous support of my patrons on Patreon. If you'd like to help support this channel, join our growing Discord server, and get early access to every video, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com.
See, doesn't sound like a communist.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get this fixed. Okay.
All right, let's go.
I'm here in the heart of Dallas, literally right in the center of the city. Dealey Plaza and the JFK Memorial are right over there. Got the Dallas Symphony Orchestra playing over there. And right over there is the Perot Museum. But right here is First Baptist Dallas.
Uh-oh.
In the summertime, the church holds an event they call Freedom Sunday, a patriotic service blending piety and politics. Imagine a cross between Easter and the 4th of July, where congregants are decked out in red, white, and blue, wave American flags, cheer at indoor fireworks, and worship to the battle hymn of the Republic just as they would with any traditional hymn. In 2020, the annual service climaxed with Pastor Robert Jeffress preaching to the congregation a sermon titled "America is a Christian Nation," in which he spoke out against the idea that the Founding Fathers intended the country to be a secular nation without religious influence, with church and state totally separate.
That version of American history belongs in the same category as the story of George Washington and the cherry tree.
So
It is
pause it
an
real quick.
Absolute.
I love the positioning from the left that this somehow wasn't a Christian nation. What percentage of the how many atheists or secular people do they really think that there were in like 1776?
Real.
Like, just the odds that they were at least deists, and probably a good portion of them were Christians. Are like, nah, dude, they just believed in the country or whatever. Like, do you really think that? Do you really think Christianity played no role whatsoever?
And
It's
there's
just wild to
even a
me.
quote from John Adams saying, "This Constitution that we made, it is for a moral and religious people. It is
Mhm.
wholly inadequate for the governance of any other kind."
Uh-huh.
So it's like, whatever, man. I guess I consider their ideologies to be a form of religion. So I guess they just don't like the Christianity. They're fine with the religiosity.
Yeah.
And thank you, Laser Shark Sushi, for the $2. No, I can't say the pre-slop word in Super Chat. Yeah, I figured. YouTube likes to censor things in Super Chats. Although, I will give credit to one thing, though. These evangelical churches, where they're swinging around American flags and being all about the country, I think this is cringe. Church is for God, not
Correct.
for anything else.
And once again, this is why I like Protestant Joel Webbon, because he says he will talk about politics 6 days a week, and then he leaves politics out of his sermons on Sundays, 1 day a week.
Valid.
So, but here's where the issue comes sometimes, where the pro-whites, the race first people, are like, we need to talk about this. This is urgent. 7 days a week. Race. And then there's groups like Return to the Land or like Patriot Front that are friendly with Christianity, but they're very much focused on race first. Like, that is the most important thing. And so those groups are starting to fight less with each other, which is very good.
Yeah, well, I do think pastors do need to address current day issues in their sermons. What is this issue from a Christian perspective? Because that's important and it's relevant. And if you're not doing important, relevant things in a sermon, you might as well not give a sermon, frankly. But my criticism was more about making this an American event as opposed to a godly event. Church belongs to the kingdom of God. That is a different jurisdiction, even though it's hosted in America. It's like an embassy. Churches are embassies of the kingdom of God. Anyway, let's continue.
Myth. The truth is, America was founded primarily, not exclusively, but primarily by Orthodox Christians. And they founded this country upon the unchanging foundation of God's eternal truth. And
I don't know if that's true.
our founders believed that our success as a nation depended upon our faithfulness to God's eternal word. Though it is completely politically incorrect to say, the truth is this: America was founded as a Christian nation. And our success as a nation depends upon our fidelity to God's word.
Jeffress's rhetoric is not unique. Services and sermons like this have been held all over the country. It's just one piece that fits into a larger narrative of evangelicalism, revisionist history, conspiracy theories, xenophobia, and grassroots politics.
There we go.
What? He showed the clip of a guy saying America was built on Christian values, it's a Christian nation, which is, by the way, an objective fact. Even if you remove the founding fathers parts, there was a nation that was founded. It's called America. The population were what? They were Christian, overwhelmingly so. So that settles that. And now we're going to, he's being xenophobic, he's being, what was the other terms he used?
Revisionist history.
Revisionist.
Coming from the fucking commie is rich, isn't it?
Yeah. That is
you see,
wild.
we just slides that in there. They started off neutral, but now we're moving on. What I showed you before was more so quote-unquote progressive, a little more mainstream.
Yeah.
This more so is like directly coming from a communist that will just snap into it at a moment's notice.
Yeah. Oh well. Thank you, Mionikoi, for $2. Any thoughts on the Roach Lord Asmongold? Brother, I am very thankful to Asmongold right now. He has really helped the channel. He has really helped spreading the message. I cannot say anything bad right now. We definitely have political disagreements. That's a given. but I am.
He's not that political of a guy.
Yeah, but
I mean, he very similar to what you were saying. He's starting to see that politics is like not going anywhere. So now he's starting to comment on politics. It's not like he's been like a fucking political theorist for the past 10 years. He started having to comment on it because it was unavoidable.
yeah, like yeah, he might not share my identical beliefs. That's fine. He's an overwhelming net positive right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who go around criticizing him and others as well, other big streamers, because you don't go all the way. It's like, okay, great, but he's going almost all the way for millions of people, whereas you're going all the way for 1 or 2 friends on Discord.
Right, but what's also important is that he takes up space. He streams for whatever, like 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think Hassan Piker becomes so popular at Destiny? Like, they're streaming every single day for many hours a day. So a select few people can do that, and it's good that someone is constantly ending on the side of nationalism.
Yeah. Thank you, Ancap Lucas, for the €2. God bless both of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, RXD3T, for the €5. Hassan and most, if not all, tankies are social democrats, LARPing marks. Tankies are only looking for control, not the responsibility that comes with it. That's pretty much all Marxists, yeah.
I don't know. I think they're gonna call us fascist and Nazis and whatnot, but the guy who calls himself a communist and a Marxist-Leninist and who supports all the things the commies are doing, I think it's fair to you lose in game theory every time if you don't call him a communist.
That's true.
You're the fascist and the Nazi. You're gonna call him a social democrat, even though he's an anti-capitalist and the Democrats are capitalists. I don't see the utility in softening the language on people that call themselves communists. I don't see the function of it personally.
But I get the fact that the criticism here is that most Marxists nowadays aren't really Marxists. It's like real Marxism has never been tried. Like, they don't read Marx's actual work. They take like the most childish possible version of it and they repeat that. And that I agree with.
What would make them a Marxist?
No, like I agree that they are Marxist in terms of where they're coming from and their philosophies, but they are a straight downgrade from Marx. They like, I think
They're useful idiots.
They're useful idiots, exactly, which is part of Marx's strategies. So that part, I think I'm completely on board with you. Lavender made a good video some time ago where he was mocking communists who couldn't properly defend Marxism.
That's hilarious.
It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Lavender was losing his mind because he had to spend time defending Marxists from even more idiotic Marxists, but
he has to make a better argument for their cause than they can. That's how you know the topic well.
Yeah. Thank you, OPSEC, for the $2. Mozart K466. Okay, like what is this?
I don't know.
I agree with the Mozart.
Odd OPSEC.
Maybe these are like parts of a symphony or something. Oh yeah, these definitely are parts of a symphony. I don't know the K notation. I'm not a musician. Maybe this is like really basic music notation that everyone should know, but I don't know it.
Very specific.
Yeah.
Way into the spotlight over the last decade. This unholy marriage of religion and politics is the narrative of American...
I'm sorry, what?
Coming from a communist. From a fucking commie.
The unholy marriage of religion and politics. What do you think politics is? They just LARP. I refuse to
religion's never been
understand.
political, okay?
Never. I refuse to believe they actually don't understand this. This is LARPing, so they can give more power to atheist religions like Marxism.
It's a step beyond LARPing. They always get out in front of it. They always accuse you of doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's how they always get out in front of what they're doing, because then you're going to say no you, and they're like, haha, I accused you of the thing that I'm doing first. It's like so pervasive in their rhetoric.
This is absurd, man. Do you know if he actually goes into an actual argument at any point in this video, or?
It's propaganda, you know? So I mean, that I like analyzing the propagandic aspect of things, because a lot of this stuff slides under the radar. Do you see how many views are on it?
Let's see here. Almost 1 million.
I'm not showing unpopular things, right? So I like to try and figure out what is appealing about this to a general audience.
That is insanity.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
He's a big voice. How many subs does he have? Almost 2 million?
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm showing you unpopular media, right? That's why I find these things to be concerning.
He hasn't made an argument yet. Like, we haven't played too much, right? It's 2 minutes and 37 seconds.
Sure.
He hasn't made an argument, but he has thrown accusations and assertions the entire way through. From the moment he went through the like intro parts, like, oh, let me fix this microphone real quick, which had no point in the video, by the way. That was just showmanship. He just immediately starts with the pure propaganda. He doesn't defend it.
Yes.
He doesn't think he needs to defend it. It's just facts, bro.
It's a given that it's xenophobic,
Yeah,
right?
and
but he's
these people-
showing you stuff so that the listener goes, oh, he probably just showed me something xenophobic and I didn't realize it.
These are the same people who will go on my comment section and say, why are your sources not linked in your description?
Mhm.
When I just made like a series of logical statements. These are the same people who will do that. And now here they're just making a million assertions like, trust me, bro. The worst part is actually sometimes they do cite it. They're like, here's a quote from this random guy who doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm going to read it off and it happens to agree with my exact opinion. They don't go into the data. They never go into the logic of things. It's absurd. Thank you, Dr. Breakup. Nice name. For the 35 ZAR superfan from South Africa. Shout out to Asmongold for putting me onto your great channel. Thank you.
Very cool.
Thank you to Moloke for the 50 Swedish crowns. I know this one. Hello, are they good to see you and spreading to other channels, even if you are late, like always.
My community just talks shit about me constantly. I don't know how I got it here. Thank you, Malika. I appreciate
Perfect
that.
community. Thank you, Noah Barrier, for the $5. Can you make longer videos? Brother, I am already dying with the 8-minute ones. There's so much effort that goes into these animation channels, and there's more to that. You've noticed, hopefully, in my video, if you're someone who's watching my stuff, I'm very concise. I'm not a yapper. I'm a yapper on stream, because that's what the stream is, but my videos,
exactly.
I'm very concise. I go straight to the point, I do the arguments very quick. A longer video means I need to be super concise and making these arguments for longer. Most of my videos, like the 3-minute videos I have from way back when, another YouTuber would make that a 45-minute video or a 1 hour long video. I'm not going to do that. My entire brand is about being concise with these arguments. I'm not changing that. So making longer videos would be a Herculean task, to be honest.
It'll take way longer, and then it's more of a risk because you don't know how the video is going to do. So if you spend, spending like whatever 3 weeks or a month on a video and then not knowing how well it's going to do, it's opportunity cost.
Switching from like 4 to 5 minute videos to 8-minute videos was objectively the right move. Like that was good. And I'm glad I extended that. And we had a transition period. We even missed an upload because of it, but it was worth it. Beyond that, it's a bit too much. Thank you, OPSEC, for the $2. Their catalog NOS for Mozart pieces. Look them up. Okay, I'll have a look at them in the future. Thank you, Krusty the Crab, for the $200.
Let's fucking go,
Krusty
bro.
the Crab. Love
That
from
Texas money.
Texas
That oil
or
money right there.
representing right now.
Everything's bigger in Texas, including the super chats.
Including the super chats. Phenomenal. Thank you very much. Is that Kanye? Yes, that he's using a profile pic of Kanye. We have Kanye,
Kanye
supporting basic logic, guys. Thank you, Mionikoi, for the $2. I am worried that YT is flagging faceless videos. They are. They're flagging it. They're worried that it's AI. They have an AI system to try and track the AI. That doesn't really work.
Oh my god, it's the nightmare.
It is.
Christian nationalism. That's no doubt a phrase you've seen and heard a lot of. It's an ideology that believes that the US was always intended to be a Christian nation, that it's backslidden into horrid liberal secularism, and that it desperately needs to be reclaimed by Christians and rededicated as a nation for God. And these aren't fringe beliefs either. According to the Pew Research Center, 60% of Americans believe that the founders intended the country to be a Christian nation. 45% believe that it should be one today. And of that 45%, more than half believe that the Bible should influence US law and take precedence over the will of the people. Christian nationalism is the framework that
What is
animates
the will
these
of the people,
ideas.
by the way?
Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? It's
Did the
whatever
will
they
of the
vote
people
for, I
choose to
guess.
have mass migration go into their countries? Is that the will of the people? See, this is what
That's
Joel
fair.
Webben explains. This is already happening. The will of the people already is not being taken into consideration. These massive things that happen in these countries are not being voted on.
What's worse is the phrasing there. Do you put biblical values above the will of the people? What he's asking in practice is this. Do you think your values that you agree with are better than the average values of the nation? That's what he's
Right.
arguing. Everyone who can think for 2 seconds said yes to that. Everyone who's a Christian said that. Said that. Yes to that.
Yeah.
If I ask a communist if he thinks communism is more true than the status quo in America, he's gonna say yes. So it's a
That's
nonsense
his religion,
question.
man.
Yes, this is a nonsense question. Again, with the tone that you were talking about, like spooky, evil, dark tone, to let people know
Yep.
that it's evil. It's absurdity.
It's been diagnosed as one of the key components in Donald Trump's victory in 2016. It's been cited as one of the ingredients that led to January 6th. It's no doubt going to play a big role in the 2024 election. We've got prominent Republicans self-identifying as Christian nationalist. Lauren Boebert is literally calling for the dissolution of the separation between church and state.
That is not how our founding fathers intended it. And I'm tired of this separation of church and state junk that's not in the Constitution. It was in a stinking letter, and it means nothing like what they say it does.
And all of this is why some are calling the movement.
This is a very real point here, by the way, that the lady was making. Separation of church and state does not mean the politics and values and laws of your nation are separate from the religion of your nation. That's not even possible. That's such a contradictory statement. If you're in a democracy and 51% of the people are Christian, they're going to vote for Christian things, right? So there's no separation of church and state there. Separation of church and state was designed to get the state to stop getting involved in the church and trying to modify the church. That's what separation of church and state is.
Right.
Modern day Marxists use that as a weapon against theistic religions because they're an atheist religion. They pretend that they're not a religion, but they are, and they use it as a weapon against honest religions. That's it.
Yes, and so they have no values, and so they just try to use your values against you. And they try to make you live up to your own values when they have none.
Yeah. Thank you, FHQ. Okay, that's a lot of letters. $5. The will of the people is when unelected bureaucrats import all of Haiti into a small town in Ohio, right? Exactly. That's the will of the people. Thank you, Laser Shark Sushi, for the $5. Race first politically. No community equals no church for most people. Language, culture, and race comprise the congregation. Diverse groups don't organize.
So this is a race first person.
Yeah.
I now with the race first people, then your next question is, well, do you believe in God, or is God because for some race first people, God's a very close second.
Right.
And then for some people, it's not really that much of a factor at all. So that's I'm trying to like parse out how to identify these groups so they don't go at each other like cats and dogs.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what he means by race first politically, though. Because that could mean different things. For example, I'll give you an example as a Christian nationalist who puts Christ first. Just because someone's Christian doesn't mean they have a right to live in my country.
Oh,
they might not fit in.
Good clarification.
Yeah. Now, I'm still not race first. I'm still Christ first. But there's a clarification there. Because not every Christian can assimilate in every society. Some Christian societies do well for some people and some don't. There's a reality, a material reality there that goes into it.
Excellent. These are the kinds of clarifications. I'm so glad you just said that Christian nationalists need to make. Excellent. Because a lot of times they'll just hear Christian nationalists and then they're just thinking of the Judeo-Christianity and they just think it's universal and whatnot. And it's like, no, you got to talk to the guy. Yeah, and I'm not talking about a leftist. I'm talking about people on the dissident right that are favoring race over Christianity. They see always. I don't see them attacking the steel man of the Christian nationalist argument very often, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I do. It does. Thank you, Stacy Turner, for the $10. Keep it up, guys. I can't say the last 2 words. Thank you, Paper Mittens, for the $5 Australian. Andrew Wilson has some great takes on this topic. Yes, I didn't know about Andrew Wilson until recently. A bunch of other creators have been recommending him. I've seen a few of his things.
I'm a huge Andrew Wilson fan. For people that I do Andrew Wilson apologetics. Okay, I have a lot of overlap with Andrew Wilson.
I really like the stuff I've seen from him. I really do. Thank you, Flexing Potato, for the $10. Been really enjoying your content. Keep up the great work. Also, have you ever heard of Oriana? If so, what's your opinion on it? The only Oriana I know of is a champion in League of Legends, the video game. I don't know what you're referring to.
I believe he may be talking about Orania, which is a whites-only community in South Africa.
I'm not familiar.
So if he's talking about that, then it's a whites-only community in South Africa. And they are, I believe, Calvinist. They're definitely a Christian society, and you can see footage of a black person being brought in there that's African, and he doesn't understand how the bikes aren't locked up.
Right.
People don't. There's just no crime. They don't have to lock up their bikes. The bikes aren't locked up. Isn't somebody gonna like steal the bike? I don't understand what's going on here. It's like, yeah, I know you don't. That's why you're visiting. You're not a resident.
Thank you, Ash Awesome, for the $5. Will of the people until they disagree with you. Then the people have a false consciousness. Yes.
That's democracy. Yeah.
Democracy. Thank you, Spooky Maze, for the $5. For everyone here, highly recommended the YouTube channel Finn Harrington. Great content. I don't know who that is. Do you know?
No, I don't, but
Okay.
very cool.
Thank you, Demiurgent, for the €7.57. Average price of donor in Germany at the moment. Let's brainstorm Christian nationalist sticker action in all major European languages. I'm not entirely sure what he means. Do you know what he means?
I guess putting stickers all over the place for. I mean, what else would it be?
I guess it has to be. But like the first part, average price of a donor in Germany at the moment. Oh, so like €7.57 is the average price. What's a donor?
I don't know. I don't know what this is referring to.
Is that like a German food of some kind? Oh well.
I don't know what the person's donating.
This is
To be honest with you.
The single biggest threat to religious freedom in the country.
I didn't even realize.
They care about religious freedom.
Yes, they care about it. Oh, whatever.
And as someone who isn't religious, but who is interested in religion nonetheless, watching all this play out has been not just troubling, but curious. And part of the reason for that is that there's a war being waged amongst American evangelicals, a group that most people see as pretty unified. But before we get to that, what exactly is Christian nationalism?
Oh,
Is
I'd
it
love
just
to know.
Regular old conservative Christians gone nuts? Is it the tiny church at the end of your street? Well, not really. It's complicated.
Not really. It's not complicated.
One of the most helpful resources we consulted in understanding what Christian nationalists believe, why they believe it, and what's really going on underneath it all from a historical perspective is this book, Taking America Back for God, by sociologist Andrew Whitehead.
Did you see all the work he just put into putting that? He had a camera, filming a camera, looking at the book.
Yeah.
So do you see this like escalated production value for like to make it seem legitimate?
Yeah.
You see a lot of the editing going on here to make this appear to be legitimate when he's not really. He's about to tell you though. He's about to tell you what it is.
He's trying to seem very institutional.
Yes.
I got that from
that's
like
very
the minimalist.
dangerous when a communist does that.
Yeah, I got it from the minimalist logo. I got it from the very basic, like the name, second thought. Very.
Yeah.
I can't complain too much. I'm go by basic logic, right? So, but second thought is even more of a mainstream name, I would argue, than basic logic.
Mm-hmm.
All this production value from the start. Yes, I can tell. But he's about to enlighten us based on this book here.
Oh yeah.
Samuel Perry. Now, this book was published before January 6th and before the 2020 election, but even though the events referenced in the book may not be completely up to date, the conclusions that the authors draw are more relevant than ever.
Ooh.
To study the movement, the pair drew data largely from the 2017 Baylor Religion Study conducted by Gallup. Respondents were asked to rate their level of agreement with 6 individual statements to gauge their orientation towards Christian nationalist ideas. And from those answers, they divided people into 4 separate categories across the spectrum. Those who reject Christian nationalism outright, those who resist it, who accommodate it, and who act as an ambassador for it.
Okay, wait, let's look at
Those
these
who reject Christian
categories.
nationalism.
Okay. The federal government should declare the United States a Christian nation. the federal government should advocate Christian values. Okay, so the second one is just being a Christian. The first one is just knowing history. The third one is the federal government should enforce strict separation of church and state. Because this term has completely lost its meaning. We don't know what that means anymore.
Yeah, there's no clarification there.
If it's the original sense of separation of church and state, I agree with it. Like, I agree with original separation of church and state, where the state doesn't mess with the church.
Whenever there's a communist presenting any sort of information, you have to be very careful with the language about what they're implying.
Yeah, and here I think it's deliberately vague. The federal government should allow the display of religious symbols in public spaces. Like, brother, really? That's gonna be your evidence for religious nationalism? Like, whatever. The success of the United States is a part of God's plan. Again, this is just being a Christian. It doesn't matter if you're American Christian or any Christian. We say everything follows God's plan, because that kind of goes in of being, having a God that's omniscient and all-powerful. The federal government should allow prayer in public schools. How is that? Wait, is it like group prayer that's forced? Like you have a ceremony for it, or is it just being on your own and just having a quick prayer? Because this is so vague.
Exactly.
How are you going to ban someone of praying anywhere?
Have you seen the huge push with the DSA, the Democratic Socialists of America, in the United States, and how now we have like Zoran Mamdani? And even though the DSA advocates for very extreme things, what the left has been saying is, yeah, but those things aren't going to go through. But they don't have the power to put those things through. It's literally, I know they want to abolish ICE, but they can't. So, I mean, what are you really worried about? So then these questions are positioned as, did you see what the right wants with the federal government? Well, I can't wait to see what the answers are, how overwhelming it is. I bet you it's going to be like plurality, like what, 30% supported or something like that?
Brother, like, these are nonsense statements. These mean nothing. Someone can give all the quote-unquote ambassador for Christian nationalist points for here, and he wouldn't necessarily be a Christian nationalist. Also, thank you for... Oh, sorry, go ahead, RD, you first.
But very quickly, but this is why you see a lot of people that oppose Christian nationalism don't have any arguments.
Yeah.
Because this is what they're taking in.
Oh, man. Thank you, Anthony22, for the $5. Somehow the religion that founded the greatest country in the world is somehow its biggest threat. Can we get an early life check on this guy? Oh, can we actually? Do you know?
I could do that in the background.
Do you know?
Very curly hair. I know that.
What's his name? I can look it up on my own here.
I don't know what his actual name is.
Guys, we're going to do an early life check. Just give me a second.
What's his real name? I can find that.
His name is JT Chapman.
Oh, yes, it is. There you go. Now.
Posted by Susie Weiss and Dan Adut.
Susie Weiss.
Yes,
huh?
I have some... I think with the names we can infer some things, but let's confirm it.
Oh, wow. I like your diction right now. This is good. You want to make darn sure. Someone asked for an early life check. This is the kind of gumption he puts into his videos, okay? You're seeing this live right now. Early life check. He'll show you an early life check. He's got to be. He has the hair for it.
There's no evidence that he is ethnically or from Jewish origin.
Okay.
His co-host, on the other hand, Susie Weiss.
Come on. It's always 1 degree of separation at the very least.
Oh, wait, no, but that's from a different podcast. Never mind.
Okay.
Okay, this guy does not seem to be of the early life crowd.
Well, no, actually, he does seem to be. That's the issue.
Oh, yeah, he very much does seem to be.
He actually does seem to be.
Oh, he's pro-Palestine. There you go. That's why.
Oh, I told you, he's a foaming commie.
Yep. All right, that explains it.
Nationalist ideas. And from those answers, they divided people into 4 separate categories across the spectrum. Those who reject Christian nationalism outright, those who resist it, who accommodate it, and who act as an ambassador for it. Now, what they found is pretty interesting. Clearly, people are all over the place on this. It's not at all binary. There are people who are fully in support of these ideas, just as there are those who are strongly opposed to it in every respect. But most
Sure.
people are somewhere in the middle, agreeing with a couple points over here, but disagreeing with a couple others over there. Just as interesting and vital in understanding the movement is looking at the
my God.
demographics of the respondents.
Most rejected.
Because
Wow. Crazy.
Most rejected, and a minority of people consider themselves to be ambassadors.
Who could have
So why is
guessed?
he making this video? So like, okay, what's the issue, dude? It's too many. A little bit is too
Not
many.
to mention, it's the most lukewarm possible positions that he had,
As always.
as always. We got a donation for 20 Swedish crowns from Molokai. No Burgerstein. Yes, there was no Burgerstein.
Could be somewhere in the family, right? We just we didn't look hard enough. That was just a cursory glance.
He looks kind of Irish, don't you think?
He's got some curlies, man. Those are some impressive curlies he has.
That's true. We'll see.
They come in all forms.
the people who make up these four categories are perhaps not entirely who you'd think they'd be. There's a perception that Christian nationalism is just a bunch of white conservative evangelicals, but that's not entirely true. In some ways, Christian nationalists do lean in the directions that you'd probably expect. Those who land in the accommodator and ambassador categories do skew older, white, Republican, they live in the Bible Belt or the Midwest, and they're less likely to be college educated. But to try to claim that's the whole picture is inaccurate. Whitehead and Perry stress this constantly throughout the book. Quote, Christian nationalism and white evangelicalism are not at all synonymous. For example, almost a third of those in the reject column, people who do not agree with the movement at all, identify as Protestant or Catholic. In fact, nearly a quarter of evangelicals overall land in the reject or resist categories.
It's also really important to know when this survey was conducted because it was like illegal to call yourself a Christian nationalist in 2017.
Yeah.
Like you just lose your job if you called yourself that.
Thank you, Testing, for the $2. Maybe he took his husband's last name.
Banger. Absolute banger, dude.
Peak. Not to mention, I always love it when they bring up the less likely to be college educated.
Gotta throw that jab in there.
Yeah, you gotta throw that jab in there. They know what they're doing. If we get a time machine, go back to when the institutions were conservative. You know what you'd see? You'd see Christians and conservatives being more college educated than non-Christians and conservatives. The reason there are less college-educated Christians and conservatives is because those institutions are hostile to Christians and conservatives. And also because those institutions have completely degraded, mind you.
Yes. And I mean,
and they degraded. The degradation of these universities coincided with them abandoning Christianity. I wonder if there's a link there.
Well, I mean, a Christian black conservative from like 1945 is way more right wing than Ben Shapiro now.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man. All right, let's keep going. I suppose if you're gonna spend like a ludicrous amount in college, you have to like defend it. It's like it's wired into some cost fallacy. Yeah. Thank you, Anthony Moosley, for the $5. The graduate college experience scared me out of my atheism. So true. Yes, my own college experience with those people, if you can even call them that. Just like, whatever. The professors were all horrible. The fellow students were all stoners.
Only imagine.
Yeah.
Accommodators and ambassadors skew female, while resistors and rejectors skew male. It's not exclusively white. 65% of black Americans are either accommodators or ambassadors. It's not even exclusively Republican. Republicans are the majority, of course, but a full 1/3 of respondents who identify as Democrats wound up landing as an accommodator or an ambassador.
Do you see how absurd and lukewarm your criteria was? To the point where 1/3 of Democrats would fall into accommodators or ambassadors.
So I think his point right now is like they could be under your sofa, they could be under your car seat, like they could be anywhere, I think is the rhetorical point he's trying to make. When in actuality, what you said is the most, it's Occam's razor right now. It's like, do you think that the questions were so broad that even Democrats are calling themselves Christian nationalists? What are you talking about, dude?
This is just wordplay. There's no argument.
Commie classic.
Yep, commie classic.
All this to say, there's way more nuance to the makeup of those in this movement. Yes, there's overlap with conservatism, and there's overlap with evangelicalism, but Christian nationalism is not either of those things in totality. To understand it, you have to look at it as its own individual cultural framework. Within that, I think there are three core ideas to understand in order to grasp what Christian nationalism really is.
Do we
The
know what it
first
is yet?
is the truth.
Yeah, we don't. but now we're gonna find out. You know,
That's this commercial break.
7 minutes and 40 seconds in, after he was already telling us like the questions that they used, the statistics on it, why it's so scary. Now we're gonna talk about what it actually is.
Dude, your video would have been completed at this point and somebody
Yep.
would have learned something. Are you sure you don't want to make a half-an-hour video and that just drags along like this? You sure
How
that's too
does
appealing
this
to you?
get views? How does someone watch this?
Isn't that wild? I know. That's why I'm fascinated by it.
It's such slop. It's slop for the lowest IQ Goyim possible. But I thought
But
the
it's production
lowest
value.
IQ Goyim, they watch like reality TV shows or something. I didn't think to be going on YouTube to be like looking up this nonsense propaganda. What's the retention on this video? I'm interested in finding out how long people actually spent watching the video.
This is like a murder mystery for the left right now. It's like salacious. It's like, ooh, Christian nationalism. It's so scary and spooky. What I hope to show the audience today is that there's not really any argument against Christian nationalism
Yeah.
from the left. They cannot steelman it. They can barely describe it. All they can do is get a tummy ache over it and act like it's so scary. That's all they have.
So let's see here. The first point is America was founded as an explicitly Christian nation. This is not an ideological position. This is simply a fact of history, my guy.
Descriptive. Yeah.
Yes. And also, thank you, Testing, for the $5. ChatGPT helped me identify and map a strong inverse correlation between the percent of leftists in academia to a decrease in academic performance over time. Very nice.
Easily.
Good use
did,
of
did
AI
you know
there.
that we have a city in Maryland here, the capital, called Baltimore. And in the Baltimore school system, they have 26 schools where 0% of the students are proficient in math.
0?
And now, yes, 0. 26 schools where 0% are proficient in math.
Is this like one of those math is racist types?
Whatever it is, I don't know how they go from not knowing any math to being in the STEM field in college. It's something, they might have a bone in their stomach when they
it would
learn math in
explain
college. I
so
don't know what
much
it
the
is.
type of statistics and data reading that I've seen from like the social sciences, if they go into the social sciences afterwards.
You're right.
But 0% math, what does that mean, like math proficiency? Are they talking like even basic 1 + 1 stuff, like multiplication?
No, there's basic, proficient, and advanced.
Okay.
So not even.
So proficient would be what?
Proficient would be, I would assume, like passing. I mean, what is proficient? Proficient is like you're not a genius, but you can pass it decently. Maybe like a C.
Yeah,
I would
but
assume.
I'll be asking like what is proficient, like you can do algebra, for example?
If I don't think they're grading them highly.
I see.
Their proficient is probably a step below passing to
I
try to
see.
beg any numbers to go through. I don't think it was a very high standard when they said proficient.
Oh well, man, that is something else. I've also seen how reading has become an absolute disaster. Something that's terrifying me though is people teaching kids not to sound out words when they're reading, and instead just memorizing the word. I think that's insanity. I get that English spelling is weird. I get that.
Yes.
But even despite that, it's still mostly correct. You're setting up children to fail, and you're trying to conjurify English. It doesn't work like that.
I mean, that's a feature, not a bug. That is intentional.
Yeah.
They want us dumb, and they're doing a great job.
They are. Oh, thank you, Stealth Beast, for the $20. Howdy from Dallas. Asmongold put me onto you. Love the content. What's your view on Christian dispensationalism in modern America? Does it align with America's founding values, or is it a modern departure? Well, we know historically that dispensationalism is more recent than America is. Dispensationalism is new. It was used to justify Judeo-Christianity. I am not a fan of dispensationalism. I would not automatically disqualify every dispensationalist, but I would disqualify like 99% of them. from like being actually useful to.
That's as open-minded as you could possibly be.
That's as open-minded as it can possibly be. It really is terrible. It's completely ahistoric. There's no church tradition around it. It is a very bad reading of the Bible. That's based on just like surface level reading of a few verses, and that's it.
It's like there's circular periods in history or something. Dispensationalism. There's certain.
No, dispensationalism is God has different dispensations, different rules for different peoples at different points in time.
Okay. Yes.
And that's how they justify like the modern Israel.
Yeah. I bet. Yeah, that sounds Judeo to me.
Yep.
Change the rules. Just put a string around it.
We have a ban invader in the chat sabotaging the West. Oh no, who was that? Oh, I think I found him. Let me.
Yeah, do you
There we
think?
go. Got him.
That's what happens when you have an influx of people. The borders are open right now, okay? You're still trying to work on your border security.
Yep. All right, let's continue here.
What's Robert Jeffress and loads of others have promoted. That America was founded as an explicitly Christian nation. That the Founding Fathers always meant it to be so. And that founding documents like the Constitution are basically just as divinely inspired as the Bible itself.
Okay, no, you just threw a bunch of nonsense in there. The claim that America was founded as an explicitly Christian nation is not the same as the claim that the Constitution was divinely inspired. If a Christian says that, it's heresy. Oh, my editor is in chat here. You have no idea how long I was waiting for you to ban him. Why didn't you ban him then, Kay? If you were in the chat watching him, you're on my account, right? You're on the YouTube account. You can ban him.
And it's true. Like he's saying that as your account right now with full
Get back to work. If you're gonna be this useless, go back to work.
That's good.
Debating the accuracy of that is less what I'm interested in here. What I am interested in is what emerges from it. What stems from this worldview is the elevation of American into just as important an identity as Christian, and these two things become so tied up with one another, so intertwined, that they're inseparable. To be an American is to be a Christian, and to be a Christian is to be an American. I'm sure you've heard the phrase American exceptionalism before.
Okay, hold on. To be a Christian is to be an American is a type of cultural nationalism. It's a type of Christian cultural nationalism. So immediately we're not talking about historic Christian nationalism, which is Christian and nativist, which is just...
Oh, it's all modern, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. And then he's going to go into American exceptionalism, because America is an exceptional nation. Well, guess what? It is. You know, you're not an average nation if you're the leading world superpower.
But he's literally interpreting everything, right? He doesn't have any backing for what he's saying. He's like, I put these words together, American exceptionalism. Oh, Americans think they're so great. Well, I'm going to show you sometimes they're not great. I don't even know what the number 2 is. We're still at number 1. He's still they're in. You've noticed this with the left, how they're intentionally meandering.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's effective though.
It is. It is. It's just wordplay.
Well, Christian nationalism just adds this whole other dimension to that. Now, America isn't just the greatest country on earth. No, it's the new Israel, where God will establish his kingdom. America is...
Oh. He's just making crap up now. He was already making crap up before, but this is just...
Isn't that funny where you think he's making something up and then he like puts the bar somehow even lower than where it was?
Can this get any worse? Thank you, Chase Huckle, for the $10. Wanted to run this concept by you. The true ideology is a false religion based on the sacrifice of the self, on the altar of the self, for the worship of the self. I like that.
Sounds pretty moody to me.
It's pretty poetic. Perhaps the poetry like obfuscates a possible contradiction, but I actually like it. I think this might be true.
Mm-hmm.
Is the city set upon a hill that Jesus proclaims in the Sermon on the Mount. In fact, multiple presidents have explicitly labeled the country as such. Americans are God's chosen people, and if you disagree, well, you're just a secular liberal out to squash religious freedom.
Guys, we just discovered that Christian Zionists cannot be Christian nationalists. Which, you know what, is true.
Very confused. I know.
You know? He got there
Even
by
that-
accident. He got the right. He got a truth pill by complete accident.
He's trying to say that Christian nationalism is Christian Zionism? I don't think that I've never heard such a bad opinion before. Because, like, the Christian Zionists wouldn't call themselves Christian nationalists. They're too afraid
Yeah.
to call themselves Christian nationalists.
Christian Zionists are straight up opposed. No, what I was trying
Right.
to say is, like, he's arguing that Americans are God's chosen people, which goes in contradiction of Christian Zionism. Which is why I made a
Right.
comment that, oh, okay, well, we've shown that you can't be a Christian Zionist and a Christian nationalist. Completely correct. But also, Christian nationalists are not saying America is God's chosen people.
The chosen people line is a different demographic, buddy.
Oh, man. Like, if you're not a Christian Zionist and you don't follow dispensationalism, then you believe Israel was succeeded by the church. Therefore, Christians are God's chosen. That's all it is. It's not Americans. If you're saying it's Americans, that's just heresy.
It's a worldview that clearly doesn't have a lot of nuance to it. It's a very black and white, binary mode of thinking, one that views the world in terms of purity and corruption. America and American values are pure because they're defined by Christian values, and the rest of the world is corrupt
Pause it
and
real quick.
inferior.
He's describing how communists view the world and
Yes.
projecting that onto.
Oh, why did that get out? Give me a second. Back. There we go. I pressed the hotkey or something.
Yeah, not a problem.
So yeah, he is just describing how communists see the world. And also, the reason it's so shallow is because you've made up this ideology. This ideology you're describing does not exist.
I mean, this is a straw man. He's making up and then arguing against it. But it's so funny. He was like, it's black and white. There's not a lot to it. It's like, well, then how have you spent 9 minutes of my time talking about nothing? If it's that simple, what are we saying so far in this? But it's to create, this is why it's feminine. This is why it's female. It's really just to create a mood
Yeah,
the entire time.
vibes. Vibes politics. I actually have a donation here I missed. Thank you, Mionkoi, for the $5. The Jews chose Barabbas and demanded Jesus to be crucified. I don't love them. They are not automatically my friends. Well, no one has to automatically be your friend. Thank you,
not?
Basic LARPJick, for the $2. What is the worst atheist argument?
Oh, I got
this?
my favorite.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Can God microwave a burrito so hot that he can't eat it?
Oh, that's
I heard that
cute,
from Andrew Wilson came up with that one.
Yeah, valid.
I love that one.
There you go, Basic LARPJick. That's the worst one.
Because if he can make something up that he can't do, then he can't be God because he can't do it, right?
Valid.
Quoting Whitehead and Perry, to embrace the cultural values of other nations is inherently polluting, making our society just like the societies from which refugees flee.
Got an argument? You got an argument against that, dude? JT.
Seriously.
Can you say that's incorrect? Every time, all they're doing is just presenting arguments and making you feel like, ugh, that probably isn't.
Guys, doesn't
How do we
this
feel
sound
about it?
racist?
Yeah, exactly, but he's not. He's not even courageous enough to say that. He's too much of a pussy to even say that, which is why it's so annoying.
What a joke.
What emerges from all this is exclusion and protectionism. Us and them, superior and inferior. We'll come back to this later, but doesn't that kind of seem like it sort of clashes with the whole Jesus being the
Bourgeoisie
savior
and
of the world?
proletariat.
Yep. Class warfare, guys. That's all that matters. There's only material reality. There is no spirit. Religion
Only
is the
we do this.
opiate of the masses. All that matters is wealth.
Thing, or gee, I don't know, the verse in Philippians that says Christian citizenship is in heaven, not earth. Or how about this verse from the book of Acts that says God shows no partiality but accepts people from all nations?
Yes, if you're gonna make up a ideology, you can then debunk it very easily.
That's pretty good at this, huh?
Right? All these Bible verses are saying is that you can be a Christian regardless from where you're from. And let's be more
Yes.
specific. You should be a Christian regardless of where you're from.
Yes. It won't make you the same as other nations. It would make your nation the best that it can be, essentially.
Yep. And in fact, right here, in every nation implies there are multiple nations. So
But they don't consider a nation a people.
yeah. Even
The
though the
way that
Bible is
he's
very
interpreting it.
explicit that the nation is a people. Like there's
So
no
I've
debate
learned.
that when you read the Bible, nation and people are completely interchangeable.
Yeah,
And
I
in
just
fact-
learned that like 6 months ago, dude. I had no idea.
And in fact, if you use a dictionary from like the 1800s, the definition of nation is a people distinct from other people.
Well, and this is what's funny about as we call them on my channel, the kosher centrists, the people on the right.
Right.
You know, you ask them what a nation is because they think they can never have it. They don't have an adequate explanation. They can't say people. So they're like, it's a promise. It's a belief.
Yep.
You know, there's a refrigerator magnet style phrase you may have heard of before that gets tossed around in evangelical circles. Jesus plus nothing equals everything. Well, Christian nationalism is like a warped version of that. It's Jesus plus America equals everything.
No, it's not.
Whoa.
Why am I a Christian nationalist then, even though I'm not American and I don't live in America? I like America. I really do.
Sure.
Oh man. What slop. What absolute slop. They do say Jesus is everything in evangelical circles. I've heard that before.
Okay.
But this, man. Well, we got 2 more minutes on the stream.
Yeah. We
Does
can,
it
just
say
talk
anything
to
else
chat.
that's stupid? Or let's just go back to chat, I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
This was
We'll
enough.
Cool down.
I think we've already lost enough IQ points listening to this.
This is just gonna hurt you. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna do is hurt you if you keep watching that. And how could God refrain from shitting his pants after eating a microwave burrito? Exactly.
Debunked. Yeah.
Exactly. Looks like you gotta be an atheist now, dude. You can't get around that one, can you?
Can't. Yeah. Christianity destroyed by facts and logic, man. You got Ben Shapiro in the chat destroying us. It's crazy. Save our last
yeah,
few
so-
IQ points. Yeah, go ahead.
Main point I'm trying to make is, does the left really have? I could show you so much worse. I can show you so much worse now that I'm thinking about it. But does the left really have any argument against Christian nationalism? All they seem to do is describe it
Poorly.
rather inaccurately, and then they can't tell you why it's a bad thing. I mean, I've shown you a substantial, and these are popular sources. This is essentially mainstream, and then in terms of YouTube,
Yeah.
among the most popular 2 million subscriber channel is a large channel to be discussing that. It's not an argument. It's not a single argument.
Thank you, Dread Cthulhu, for the $5. Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. C, I forgot was actually definitionally interchangeable. Sorry, I said that wrong. Dread Cthulhu for $5 says, C, I forgot it was actually definitionally interchangeable. How lost we are. Are we destined to lose our nation, people? Sic semper tyrannis. Are we destined to... We might be. I'm not a doomer. I still think it's winnable, but we actually have to put that work in to win.
Well, right, but is it up to? Are we destined to lose our nation? Is it up to us whether or not we follow Christ? Would be another follow-up question, because a huge argument is that the more we move away from Christ, the more we're in the circumstances that we have.
Yeah. And it is
As
up
a nation.
to us. Well, if you're a Calvinist, then you don't believe it's up to you to follow Christ. But pretty much everyone except the Calvinists are like, yeah, it's up to you.
I'm really bad at
the theology
different
sense,
denominations. So a Calvin believes what? Were they?
So a
Did they believe in
Calvinist...
forced conversion?
Calvinists don't really believe in free will. They think people have been preordained since before time to have been either Christian or non-Christian, and that's just what's going to pick, and they don't have agency. And
Okay, that makes complete sense why there's that overlap with biological determinists that are race first. Or like in Orania, for example. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And then there are like two other positions. There's like one position where like, no, it's not preordained at all, and you have complete free will. And then there's what I consider like the more sensible take, which comes from a theologian, a Catholic theologian actually called Louis de Molina, where he argues from a point that God does know ahead of time what you're going to pick, but it's still your choice in the end of the day. So he rejects the idea that just because something is known, it means that you don't have a choice. Just like the fact that I knew if I ask you a question, what you're gonna say, that doesn't mean I stripped your choice to answer that question.
Right. I mean, that's essentially pattern recognition, but if you're an omnipotent being, you would know past, present, and future.
Yeah, an omniscient being just gets it right 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So where were we here? Tried to follow you, and then there was another donation. Yes. Thank you, Purple Monkey Dishwasher. What a fantastic name. For the $5. Though Roach King sent me. Great discussion, amazing channel. God bless the Patriots. Thank you very much.
Very cool.
Another view here, a commenter saying racial egalitarianism is pure nonsense. Completely agree. That's why in my video debunking racial egalitarianism, I didn't put a single strong argument because they were all stupid.
Wouldn't you just like to be able to encounter good arguments?
It would be nice every now and then, you know. Like my editor called me out on this. There's from my last few tier list videos, there hasn't been a single strong argument. Thankfully, the next one I'm gonna make does have one. So spoiler alert: the next video you guys are gonna see is gonna be a tier list video, and it's gonna be a strong argument. Even though I don't agree with it, it's still a strong argument.
Right. Racial egalitarianism is real because the media told me so.
So true.
And the media is ran by people who are good.
Yep. And thank you to Anthony Moosley for the $5. What is your viewpoint on Pierre Teilhard de Chardin? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
You said his name like you knew him. I don't know who he is either.
Well, it was just pattern recognition from different European names.
Perfect guy to try and say that name.
Lots of people here talking about Asmongold. Roach Army, very nice. I did see that he uploaded another reaction on his main channel from one of my videos. That's very cool. Do you guys think he's going to react to another video soon? Like today or tomorrow?
I mean,
probably. I hope.
Is he just going through the catalog at this point?
It seems like it. I'm really hopeful that it is the case. Basic logic. Did you know Asmon is an atheist? What do you think about that? Well, if that's true, I'm not actually sure if that's true. Is Asmon an atheist? Anyway, if that's true, oh well, that's a shame. I don't agree with atheism. Did you know that RD here, RD, you call yourself an atheist, right?
I'm an atheist, yes.
Yeah. So guys, did you know RD is an atheist here? I guess we can't stream with him. I have to kick him out.
Well, hold on.
Did you guys...
To go even further, I am on my channel in having people go to Orthodox liturgy, Orthodox Christianity. So there's people on my channel that listen to my streams and content and whatnot because my co-host is an Orthodox Christian. And so we do increase the amount of people attending liturgy. And there's also in my Discord a Mormon that is looking for Orthodox churches in his area. So I am very much the bridge builder as much as I can be. And because there's a lot of times with this content that's made, especially the anti-white stuff, the anti-Christian stuff, people are just very frustrated, right? And so then I look for I want a person to feel like what do you do? Where can you go? Church or preferably a JQ church. Or Return to the Land, which is a pro-white organization and Patriot Front, and so I assist people in joining those organizations if they want to inquire more as well. Because people just get very frustrated, and then they sit with that just being pissed off, and that is useless. So gotta do something with it.
Based of True is very similar. He's also an atheist, and I'm gonna keep working with him, right? Because politics, we have overlap, we have common goals for our nations, and I'm supposed to be reaching out to people who aren't Christian and seeing, like, I would love for all my friends here, especially based of True, also yourself, RD, to turn to Christ. That would be fantastic. I was in your shoes a couple of years ago, back when I was an atheist, and I converted, and it's been great. it's also been frustrating when I realized just how degenerate Protestantism and neo-denominationalism had become.
Yep.
But it's been pretty good, and I hope to be a positive influence for people like you. And I was able to get a few people to join in the faith. And also something else, guys, for all the Christians who are like, hey, you can't associate with an atheist or the likes. RD is outdoing evangelism than you are, realistically, by helping people out. He's doing more than you are, so maybe curb the
That's
pride
some
there.
salt in the wound right there. Well,
Yes.
that's why I reinforce you have to be right wing, because I know that there's atheists out there, but I know that things are changing very quickly. People commented that even 2 years ago you couldn't talk about this. So I'm also very present and aware of how quickly things are changing, and I can't just expect someone like, imagine if I started streaming 6 months ago as an atheist civic nationalist, and then 6 months later I'm an Orthodox Christian white nationalist. It's fucking pretty quick, right?
Yeah, that'd be pretty quick.
These changes need to happen at the pace that the person is supposed to move at, so to speak, right? And so what I try and do is create a landing pad where, in the meantime, if things are really too tough for you, here's churches that you can attend. If you have any questions, we have people in my community that will answer those questions. Or if you want to be more so on the race side, well, here's Return to the Land. It's like $25 for a lifetime membership, and then you have access to a global network of white people that you can talk to specifically about white issues. If you're really into it, Patriot Front is a little more hardcore and a little more demanding of your time. But things are moving very quickly, and so channels like yours are very good, and all the other people in this sphere. People need a landing pad. They want to think about these things, but it's too daunting, so then they don't want to think about them, but then they still want to think about them, and so it's good that they can have like informative and entertaining spaces to be able to think about these things and, not get completely bummed out, so to speak, because it can be easy to get bummed out.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the most common emails I've gotten from supporters has been, I started watching your videos when I was like a leftist or a centrist or something, and I was an atheist. And I started engaging with the politics side of things. And after engaging with the politics side of things, I realized your Christianity, and I realized how well that explained a lot of things. And now I'm a Christian. That has been one of the most common support emails I've gotten. So working with people like RD and Base of True is just natural. It should be what every Christian is doing, frankly.
It creates Christians.
Yeah.
Well, because, and I talk about this with my Orthodox Christian co-host all the time, the version of Christianity that I have been shown, he had been shown, possibly you have been shown, is not Christianity.
Yeah.
Okay, so people are often atheists, and in my community will say that they've actually left the faith because of this bastardized version of Christianity that's been pushed upon them. So a lot of people have to kind of like undo the immediate knee-jerk reaction of what they think Christianity is, and that just helps with just casual conversations. Well, that's been successful in my community, but then there's Andrew Wilson's community as well, where he's an Orthodox Christian, and then things are more catered toward not evangelizing, but more spiritual or Christ-focused conversations. Some people, it works really well when you talk to them directly and evangelize. Some people just need to be subjected to people that are like, it was eye-opening for me where I was like, you're an Orthodox Christian? He's like, yeah. It's like my second stream with him. It's like, oh, I thought you people were like different. It was almost like he was gay. I was like, what? You're an Orthodox Christian? You people are like this? You're normal? So I had a completely warped, view of what I thought religious people were like because of the experiences that I've had.
Someone here commenting, I would be Christian if I could, but I genuinely can't feel it. It's not about feeling. I know that the non-denominationals will hammer that into, you have to feel the Holy Spirit. None of that. That is completely unbiblical. Your feelings do not matter in Christianity, right? The heart is deceptive above all things. That is a quote. I don't know exactly from where, I kind of misremembered. I think it's from Psalms.
Yeah.
It's not about the feelings. If you generally want to be a Christian and you're just not feeling it, my guy, you're a Christian. Thank you, Yo Boy Jam, $5 from Non-Denominational Calvary Chapel in Diet California. Good taste, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, there was also a donation I missed, actually. Ace of Spades, thank you for the $2. What makes a strong argument? It's kind of reasoning by elimination, right? So we have the lowest tier in my tier list videos, which is Arbus arguments. Those are arguments that are designed to deceive. They use wordplay. They try to trick the person effectively. Then there is NPC tier, or the weak tier. These are arguments that are just stupid. They're not trying to lie to me, but they're stupid. The only people who are going to repeat them is if they heard it online and they're just going to repeat it. Then after that, there's flawed. The flawed tier is for arguments that have a mistake in their premise or a mistake in their reasoning for the conclusion, but they have a true premise. That's flawed. And then the highest tier in my tier list videos is strong.
That would be more so what happens in good faith debates where somebody makes a fallacious argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in strong tier, those are the arguments that even if I disagree with them, there's substance, right? If the premise is true and the logic here is going well, that's strong, right? Even if I don't necessarily agree or if I think there's some other nuance that we need to consider, but those are the strong arguments. But yeah, well, we're now a bit 12 minutes over what I was planning for the stream to go over, so that is I'm calling it a night. I'm gonna thank you guys for the support here, and we had, I think at one point, 1,200 people show up, which is a lot. Last time we had 800 people show up as our peak, and that was already awesome.
Very cool.
I think you guys like the 1 p.m. EST starting time, right? That gets more of you, right? And today is a Monday as well, so many of you are working.
Damn, that is good for a Monday.
Yeah. So maybe when we do it on a Saturday. Oh, okay. Last minute donation here. Thank you, Kung Fu Flip, for the $100. I love the channel, man. Everyone donate. It's like they're trying to keep.
Man,
they're trying to keep me on
coming
stream.
For you.
Thank you. They're trying to keep me on stream.
Happens to me. Yeah, same thing will happen to me sometimes too, where I'm like, I really, really, really need to go. I'm like, oh, you can't. This is happening.
All right. Well, it's been great. I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna end the stream. It's fantastic having. Okay, now you guys are donating. I'm not reading them now, but I'll take the money. RD, it's been great having this talk with you. I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed talking to you, and I hope in the future we can do something similar.
Absolutely. I think we did some good stuff today. That was a pretty cool conversation at the end. I appreciate you having me on, fellas. If you want to join my channel, it is linked in the title of this. And yeah, thanks for inviting me on.